Yellow version with Poliwag. This thing, I think, is the best first stage Pokemon to solo run the game with, so I'm really excited to run it again today. Previously, it got a really good time back when I wasn't as good at the game, so it's slowly fallen off when we look at it within the tier list context. Previously, so its current results are 56 minutes and 58 seconds. I think that I can dramatically improve upon this result. Another really good first stage Pokemon is Bellsprout with 55 minutes and 23 seconds. These two are very comparable for a lot of reasons. They're a special damage dealing type of Pokemon. They get a move that boosts special damage, growth for Bellsprout, amnesia for Poliwag, and they both have sleep inducing moves. Poliwag has hypnosis and Bellsprout has sleep powder. We don't really get a sense for how good these two first stage Pokemon are right now within the tier list, because we see other Pokemon like Charmander, 55-minute time, Squirtle, 54-minute time, Bulbasaur, 50-minute time. All of these Pokemon are sort of clouding the results around them. With the best first stage Pokemon that I have run to date being Ghastly with a time of 47 minutes and 27 seconds. That said, Ghastly takes so much luck because it relies on hypnosis for so many fights. It does not feel good to play Ghastly, but it does feel good to play both Poliwag and Bellsprout. Interestingly, Poliwag's evolutionary line is one of the most unique in the entire game because Poliwrath is not amazing. It's just here in the C tier. I actually think that in the end, both Poliwhirl and Poliwag will outperform Poliwrath. I think that Poliwrath is going to be the worst performer of their evolutionary line in Yellow version, which will be absolutely hilarious. Bellsprout is not exactly the same case because Victory Bell, of course, has the best time overall in Yellow version that I've played to date. I think the only Pokemon that's going to give it a run for its money is Mewtwo, and maybe a couple others. There's a couple others that might do really well, but I do think that in the end, Victory Bell is going to take second in the overall rankings. It's just such a monster, and of course, Bellsprout is it's a worse version of Victory Bell in a lot of ways, but it still has everything it needs to perform really well. So this week, I'm going to do Poliwag on stream. Next week, I'm going to do Bellsprout on stream. It's going to be really fun. And then, over the next month or so, we are actually going to hit 100 Pokemon ranked in the tier list. But it's worth noting that there are a lot of Pokemon that I have played before in Yellow version as solo runs that are not currently in the tier list. For example, Snorlax or Tauros. Those Pokemon are going to get re-rankings at some point, but they're going to come quite quickly. So by the end of 2025, we will be done the Yellow version tier list. Okay, so we're going to do things a little bit different than we have done things in the past with these streams. Normally the format that I do is I sit down, we talk through one pre-recorded run, and then I do my second playthrough and try and get better results. Today we are going to talk through two pre-recorded runs because I think it's very important for you to see just how Poliwag plays out in two different runs to compare and contrast two fundamentally different approaches to the game. After we do that, then I will do follow-up playthroughs, and I have a sinking suspicion that I'm going to have to do like a huge number of attempts. So let's talk about this. Poliwag. This thing's number one flaw is the early game. It's going to become immediately apparent why that's the case. Base stats: 40 HP, 50 attack, 40 defense, 90 speed, and 40 special, and its speed gives it a 17.58% chance to crit. Now this battle here in the lab is so awful for Poliwag. The Eevee does incredible damage with Tackle, and it also lowers your defense with Tail Whip. So once it does that like a couple times, it's basically going to 2-shot you or 3-shot you. Look at how much that did. 6 damage. So 4 tackles without Tail Whip will knock Poliwag out. With only 1 Tail Whip, it's gonna get me like this. So, oh, sorry. I needed to restart the clock there. So we're gonna have to jump back into that replay again. And I recorded one of the failed attempts there, just so that you could all see exactly how awful the early game is. And I will, I have a nice little scrubbing bar so we can jump through the playthrough to all kinds of different points. Technology. We're slowly getting more and more advanced here. I just gotta pause it when it's on the new game screen, otherwise my overlay won't restart. Oh, that's the win. Yeah, here. After this fight. Okay. I'll take away the scrolling bar. Now we're good. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, 90 speed. You wouldn't think this Pokemon would be fast. I know, it doesn't look particularly fast. And the interesting thing is that when it evolves to Poliwrath, it gets slower. Both Poliwhirl and Poliwag are faster than Poliwrath, and then Poliwrath gains the trash typing of the fighting type in Generation 1. So like, yay, it can use moves like Submission. Also, Poliwrath does not get Amnesia, but both Poliwhirl and Poliwag get Amnesia. Amnesia is the best move in the game. There is no debate about that. It is the best move. Raises your special 2 stages. The stat functions it both offensively and defensively. Yeah, it's just so good. Also, more speed means higher crit rate, and I am relying on crits to get past this EV at the beginning of the battle. I have a medium slow growth rate, so you can see I almost leveled up to 7 just from knocking out the single EV. This is really important. That's another factor that contributes to all of these, like the Poliwag line being really good, the Ghastly line being really good. I think the Victory Bell line has a medium slow growth rate. I'm just going to look that up right now. I don't want to give misinformation. So let's look that up. Yes, Victory Bell also has medium slow. So many of the Pokemon that are near the top of the tier list, this is just irrelevant footage. We're just going to switch back to the tier list for a second while it continues to play. So many of the Pokemon that are near the top of the tier list have medium slow growth rates. Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Gengar, Victory Bell, all these Pokemon. It's rare to see slow growth rate Pokemon up there, and if we do see slow growth rate Pokemon up there, they're legendaries, like Zapdos and Articuno. Yeah, and then the crits do become bad after level 38, you're right, Smash Math, because once we set up Amnesia, then whenever we get crits, we do less damage. Okay, I'm fighting this guy in the forest. When I played Poliwag previously, the video that's on my channel that you can go and check out if you haven't seen it already, I found that the trainers after Brock are actually really scary. All the people on Route 3 cause way more problems than Brock himself. You can obviously just do Brock on minimum battles. There's no problems there since you have Bubble. But I don't want to get walled by people like Youngster Ben, so fighting a few trainers in the forest to get experience to level Poliwag up just so it's going to have a faster and easier time on Route 3 tends to be the better approach. I fought that trainer specifically because he has 2 Metapod which can't damage me, and they give decent experience because they're second stage Pokemon instead of just Caterpie. And then I just went straight to the mandatory Bug Catcher to defeat him. Yeah, Kyle, just show up with just a Poliwag against the champion, I know. Imagine his face. I skipped the heal here. We're going to talk about heals in depth in the second run in Pewter City, because there is a lot of finesse that I think needs to take place here so that Poliwag can do everything it needs to do. Yeah, Bubble is just bad against those trainers. Also here, where it's super effective against the ground types, it's still not great. I obviously don't need a save for Brock. I have 4 Bubbles too, which is the perfect amount to knock out his Pokemon. I believe I crit both of them there, which is nice. I get 1 hits. Normally there are 2 hits with Poliwag, because Bubble is so weak. Yeah, so here are the damage ranges. Typically Bubble, this is the damage ranges from this exact playthrough. So normally I should 2-shot them, but if I get a critical hit, then I'm gonna 1-hit. Alright, so here's the awful trainers. This guy, look at the Caterpie. Like, it's a 4-hit to knock out his Caterpie, and he has 3 Pokemon, and the Weedle can poison you with Poison Sting. No items in battle because of my rules, so because of that, if I get poisoned, and then I have to take tons of turns to knock out the Caterpie, there's the possibility of losing here. There is also the possibility of losing right here against this youngster. The Ekans can poison me, it can use Wrap in combination with poison, and the Rattata can do a lot of damage with Tail Whip comboed with things like Quick Attack. My speed stat doesn't matter if it can just Quick Attack me, and since I can't knock it out quickly with Bubble, there is potential to lose there. Then this last, there is the potential to lose again, all of the same scenarios with Rattata, but it's worse because instead of an Ekans, there is a Nidoran male, which has Horn Attack. It will do massive damage if your defense has been lowered by Tail Whip. This, yeah. So once you get by her, I can backtrack to Pewter City. Now, note I only have 4 uses of Bubble left, and I am level 15, but I am not going to level up to 16, and that's good because I don't want to get Hypnosis. I think Hypnosis comes at level 16. The reason is I want to use Struggle here to knock out the Metapod, which is what I do. Then I level up to 16 and get Hypnosis after the last mandatory battle on Route 3 is done, and then I can proceed to Mount Moon. And I believe I skipped the Pokemon Center in this run because just over here on the left I can pick up TM12, which is Water Gun, and teach this to Poliwag, and then use this move to proceed through Mount Moon. Like all my playthroughs, no wild encounters in Mount Moon because it just throws off results and makes it harder to rank Pokemon fairly in the tier list. I fight this super nerd. I'm considering not battling him. He takes a little bit of time. He doesn't have electric moves, but I don't think I need the experience. This bug catcher also is not great experience in terms of yields per second. I was fighting him here because my goal is to get to Misty and then fight her first so that I can obtain Bubble Beam before going on to Nugget Bridge. Also, obviously skip her. She has 2 grass types. Doesn't make a lot of sense to fight them. But I do want to fight the Hiker because his Pokemon are just free. This is free experience and it's very fast, just one-shotting them all. Brad Black, $2. Thank you. Finally caught you live. Good luck on the run. Thanks, Brad. I really appreciate everyone who supports the channel. Thank you so much. The channel has recently hired someone else, Exceptional, who also makes solo run videos in Fire Red and some Heart Gold. And it's really awesome having more help behind the scenes to make all of this stuff for you. So thanks for the support. Wait, isn't Weedle impossible? Well, I haven't tried it yet. Pokemon are not in the tier list that I haven't tried. Some are like obviously impossible, like Metapod, it only has Harden, and Struggle does not hit ghosts. So I just put it in the impossible tier because it's obvious. Kakuna is a weird scenario that I want to talk about in a video before I put it in the tier list. But technically it's also impossible because it only gets Harden. If it starts as a Kakuna. If it starts as a Weedle, that's when things get weird. Okay. I have 7 uses of Water Gun. I was not sure if this was going to be enough to defeat Jesse and James, and this was the first run I did with Poliwag after coming back to it. I played it in 2022, I think, the last time, so it's been quite some time. I thought I was going to lose here, but Hypnosis solves everything if you're just lucky. Put the Coughing to sleep and knock it out with 2 uses of Water Gun. Yeah, Alan, the new member of the team is Exceptional. I did a couple streams with him back in January. It was during those streams that I was like, oh, it would be like just so great to have someone like you on my team that would like understands the sort of like the projects that I'm doing and that sort of thing. So anyways, he was looking for a job and then just like sent me a message. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So everything worked out. This Goldine's a bit annoying. It's always kind of scary. Her and her father in Crystal version are both terrifying. And then there's a person that's probably related to them. Maybe the mom. She's on holidays though in Hoenn. There's a person who has a Goldeen in the little like soda shop, and the Goldeen has almost the same moveset. But the Goldeen has the exact same moveset between the games. Okay, let's talk about Misty. This one is a little bit annoying, but I want to fight her first to get Bubble Beam. It speeds everything up after this point in the game. The Staryu is not a problem because Poliwag is faster than it, so I can just put it to sleep and slowly knock it out with Water Gun. If you're wondering, should I put it to sleep or just spam Water Gun? After all, like, what's tackle going to do? No, tackle is really scary. You don't want to spam tackle. Note here, I'm going for bubble against the Starmie. Incredibly important. I want it to lower its speed by 1 stage so that Poliwag is faster. That way Starmie does not get a hit in every time I try to use Hypnosis, making things just a little bit more consistent for me. And as you can see, Tackle's doing a decent amount of damage because Hypnosis is very inconsistent and an awful move to use in general. I want to be as safe as possible, so lowering the speed and putting the Staryu to sleep to minimize damage by the time I make it here to her ace. And then slowly chipping away, I can defeat her Pokemon with Water Gun and earn myself the 2nd badge and the TM for Bubble Beam. Now I have a 97.5 effective power move that is just going to start stomping the next section of the game. Notably, we're going to get Surf in this playthrough. Not all water types get Surf, but with Poliwag, look at its moveset. Move pool, I mean. It's so limited that it just makes sense to teach Surf. It also has Amnesia, so it boosts the power of Surf. And then it has other good special moves, Psychic and Ice Beam. Of course, Blizzard is good, but with Amnesia, it tends to be the case that you don't need the damage. It's far more reliable to just have the accuracy against Lance. The only reason to teach Blizzard is if you really need the damage range for a critical Pokemon. Like, your Kangaskhan, you have low special, and you need to one-shot Lance's Dragonite, but with Ice Beam, you just barely don't. Then it's like, okay, you should probably use a Blizzard to get the extra damage, and you have a 10% chance to miss. But with Ice Beam, things are a little bit more consistent, and I can just combo that with Amnesia to do enough damage. Yo, first time I've caught you live, but have been loving your playthrough videos. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. This section of the game, Nugget Bridge, can be scary for some Pokemon because the Pidgeys can sand attack you and I can't one-shot them here with my Poliwag. It's a bit annoying. The real nuisance here is running out of PP and then having to backtrack into the city before completing the route. Poliwag does not have that issue because we have 3 water type moves. The only reason I have to go back here is because I don't have potions. So I get lowish defense stats, that sort of thing. I end up doing my Mart trip here instead of in Vermilion City, which is a little bit less efficient, but I figured that buying potions now and then not having to backtrack to a Pokemon Center later on would be the right call long term. Skipatronic, Surf, Amnesia, Ice Beam, Psychic. Yes, that is the strategy that we are going to be using in this first playthrough. So when I came back to play Poliwag, my first thought was like, don't rely on Hypnosis. Hypnosis is gonna make so much variance in the results and ruin everything. Amnesia is so strong, and I know the game very well by this point, that I can just set up with Amnesia and sweep everything, and I don't even need to worry about putting opponent Pokemon to sleep. Plus we have a medium slow growth rate, so we're going to level up really quickly throughout the run, and there should never be a problem where I'm too under-leveled to one-shot something after I've fully set up. So that was my strategy. Also, I'm fighting this hiker because he has 3 Geodude, all which are one-hits. By the way, the Machop is also a one-hit using Bubble Beam, so his entire team is just fast experience. And I felt like if I have to fight someone, I might as well fight this guy. 2 more Pokemon, it's like an extra 6 seconds maybe, but extra experience, more levels. And I was looking at my speed, it's 60. Surge's Raichu's speed is 65. So if I could get 66 before Surge, then I can use Hypnosis, put him to sleep, and just win. And even if Hypnosis misses, it doesn't matter that much because Surge is so bad. This person, okay, the Oddish Lass, terrifying. I think putting the Oddish to sleep is the right call even when you have Double Slap. You just don't do very much damage to them, and Absorb does a decent amount to Poliwag because Poliwag has a low special stat. If this thing's special stat was like 20 base points higher, this would be like one of the best Pokemon in the game to solo run with, which is hilarious. It's a first stage Pokemon, but like, let's go back to the base stats. 40 special. If its special was 60, it would be like, oh, I don't even want to. I think it would be like one of the, like, it would get under 40-minute time, I think. It was just like so good. Okay, back to the regular stats now. Joanna. Scotty Wag. I love Poliwag. Thank you for the hard work. I'm very happy to see you trucking along. Have a nice day. My fellow, I think you mean Canadian, but Kanakistani? Okay. No resets. 14 minutes and a half. I got frame perfect input there picking up the full restore, so it just flashes on the screen and doesn't sit there for a long time. If you do that, you save it like half a second maybe. Yeah, Ross. Okay, anyone who is a member of the channel or has a membership, go check out. I did a like tea time video on my ancient Polyworld playthrough that I never released as a video because I got swamped by work. That said, when I come back to do Poliwhirl, I think everyone should be really excited about that Pokemon. Like, it's one Pokemon that people tend not to think of as particularly good. Like, in my mind, when I think of Generation 1, I don't immediately think of Poliwhirl and go like, yeah, that thing was a monster. Like, I'm just like, no, you'd evolve it into Poliwrath, of course, like, fully evolve it. But no. I think in Gen 1, the better way to play is just keep your Poliwhirl a Poliwhirl and never use a Water Stone. Poliwrath is just so bad. There was a question about Poliwhirl versus Weepinbell in the chat above. I have told myself that I am not going to announce any videos before they come out from now on, because I tend to overcommit to stuff. But I saw that comment. Don't worry. So Poliwag gets Body Slam. I don't know how. Other Pokemon don't get Body Slam. They look like they could slam with their bodies. For anyone who says, no, it's like picking up the Pokemon and slamming them down. Poliwag doesn't have hands, so no. It's not going to do that with its tail. I read the description of Body Slam, and no, it is slamming the target with its body. That doesn't seem like it would be very good with a Poliwag, but it's at least decent. That's where I think the comparison with Poliwag and Starmie is actually a good one. Starmie really struggles to get by the Wrapping Lass right after Surge. Like, that fight was awful when doing Starmie. I spent so much time trying to figure out what the most consistent strategy was there. Use Thunder Wave, use Rest and Thunder Wave together, just spam Bubble Beam. Like, what should I do? It's so difficult. With Poliwag, we don't really have that scenario because we have both Hypnosis and Body Slam, so we have two moves that answer her Pokemon. Alright, put Raichu to sleep. I have 68 speed, Body Slam is doing a third, I crit, Raichu doesn't wake up, and I win against Surge. Of course, he's terrible. Okay. Talk to this guy. This guy's me, seriously. Look at how long he talks. And he's talking about Rapidash. That's me. It's like, could you make a 10-minute video about a solo? No, I can't. I actually can't. I tried to, I think I might make shorts again. I made one short. I might make, I have an idea for them, which is like, try to compress my thoughts on a run into 1 minute. Can I, like, summarize a run in 1 minute? And I tried to do it with Pidgey and I couldn't do it. I was like, I have to explain this one. So I have to get better at refining my thoughts and making things more concise. Okay, I get paralyzed here, which is usually the end against the Wrapping Lass, because then the Bellsprout just wraps you to death and you lose. The only way you can win is if the wrap misses or if it uses growth. It will never use Poison Powder or Sleep Powder once you have a status. So then the Oddish is going to do damage with Absorb, and as you can see here, Bellsprout is going to continue wrapping, but Poliwag with Body Slam has guaranteed 1-hits on the Bellsprouts. So the fact that it gets Body Slam is better than another move like Tackle, where, like with Starmie, I believe Starmie gets Tackle, but it just doesn't do as much damage as Body Slam, so you can't 1-hit, which causes all the problems. But with Poliwag, it's just like, I don't care. Even when, even when it's not super over leveled or anything, and even when it gets paralyzed, it can still make it through the fight. I don't know, someone said mic problems again, which is like really scary. I do have a backup mic today, which is not the Blue Yeti, so if we have too many problems, I'll just switch to that mic. I think, like, Kevin, I think you're right. Like, there could be, like, clips from the runs that would make good shorts. I just wonder, like, for me with shorts, it feels like I want to, like, really do that format justice instead of just, like, clipping stuff from videos and, like, uploading it as a short. Maybe I'm not thinking, like, business oriented enough. Like, that is the smartest business thing to do, is just use the stuff we have already made, clip out, like, 1-minute segments, and then post it as a short and see how it does. But I kind of want to, like, make an actual short and make it, like, feel like it's designed for the genre. What mic do you usually use? This is the Electro Voice RE20. The Blue Yeti is not considered a microphone. That's the best joke that I've heard in a while. The Blue Yeti is just... It's kind of like, it's like a very introductory mic, and I feel like people who are a little bit more snobby with mics, like I am now, we tend to not like the Blue Yeti because it picks up everything. It's a condenser microphone, and it genuinely hears everything that's going on in the room. It's not very, like, clear because of that, so it's hard to make good quality content with. Like, I genuinely don't know if, like, if you presented me, like, 10 mics, like, I don't think I would ever choose it for any use case. Even better than Ghastly? Yeah, I think so. I think Polywag is going to destroy Ghastly. And I know 100% that I would prefer to play Polywag as things stand today. Because Ghastly just falls apart if Hypnosis doesn't hit exactly when it needs to hit. Like, Ghastly is basically just like every once in a while you have to flip the coin because you have to avoid Sandslash using Earthquake. And if you don't avoid Sandslash using Earthquake, it just one-shots you. But with Polywag, you have way more options. Oh, hey, Exceptional. Yeah, you could use it for picking up everything in the room. I just, like, there's, like, better options for that too. Like, you can get, like, a mic that is designed to do that. It's kind of like, what's that? There's that saying. It's like a jack of all trades, master of none. That's how the Blue Yeti feels. It feels like it was, like, designed to just kind of do it. They were, like, trying to get it to be, like, very general purpose. Like, you just plug it in and then you have a microphone. So that it doesn't do, like, one thing very well. Like, for example, this microphone that I have right now is terrible for, like, a Zoom call or something like that. It has to be, my face is literally touching the microphone right now. It has to be so close to pick up stuff. If I'll put it a foot away from me and you'll notice how much quieter I am. Okay, so this is the microphone now, 1 foot away from me. Like, I'm probably cutting in and out because the audio gate is not receiving enough signal to activate. Or it's receiving not enough signal to turn off, I guess. Okay, Ice Beam in the place of Water Gun. So Bubble Beam, Hypnosis, Body Slam, and Ice Beam right now. Okay. So, this fight is... Okay, please watch this fight, okay? I save right here. But please watch this, okay? Furo. We have super effective damage with Ice Beam, but it has Mirror Move, so it can reflect it back on us and freeze us. Problem number 1. Problem number 2. The Magnemite takes 3 hits to knock out if you don't use Body Slam. Kind of annoying. Shelter. Takes more than 1 hit to knock out. It can use Supersonic on me. Luckily, Sandshrew is not an issue, but the Eevee is quite resistant to special attacks, so I have to take 2 turns to knock it out with Body Slam. I forgot Psychic, so I definitely should be picking up Psychic. And I realized that later on. I think I go through the tower, and by the time I'm facing the first Chandler, I was like, oh, I should have got Psychic, but I had forgotten it. I didn't want to backtrack because I knew Polywag is amazing, so I'm just like, well, like, I'll just keep going, it's fine. By the way, if you have a Psychic here, you still do not one-shot the Ghastly. So, even with Psychic, it's easier because you 2-hit, but It's still not guaranteed to get through these battles unless you use rare candies before the Chandler, which is a choice that we will talk about once we get through the second run. And rare candies do not make the Ghastlies guaranteed one-hit KOs. It's like a 74% chance to knock them out in one hit. The Ghastly are really scary. Confuse Ray in combination with Lick with Paralysis. Brutal. And then Nightshade does very consistent damage. Yeah, Michael, live runs after this. Two pre-recorded runs to talk about strategy and to really give all of you an understanding for what Poliwag is up against. Then we're going to jump into live runs, and I'm going to try and get this thing's time down as low as we can go. I bought 2 Pokedolls here. Don't buy 2 Pokedolls. You don't need Mimic. It's pretty rare that you say that. Mimic is usually a move that solves a problem, at least at one point in the run. But with Poliwag, it's so good, it just doesn't need it. Ever since Scyther, we learned to fear those Ghastlies. I don't know if it's since Scyther. I feel like once in a while in all my playthroughs, they get me. Like I use a move on them, or I misclick, or like they just randomly paralyze with Lick, and then I don't move like 5 times in a row. It's just like occasionally they get you. They were also kind of bad with Parasect because you didn't outspeed them in some cases. I remember routing my Parasect strategy specifically so that I could outspeed all the Ghastly. Okay, so once again, I am forgetting Psychic. This is going to be a major problem. Okay. So, I think what I had decided, because I did realize that I had forgot Psychic by the time I was in Pokemon Tower, and I think at this point I was just like, well, I'm probably over-leveled enough, I can do some training on Cycling Road, and I can just skip Psychic altogether until I get to Saffron City and never have to backtrack, saving game time and real time. But as you can see, these wheezing and coughing are actually kind of terrifying, especially if you get poisoned. Yeah, and I did not pick up Rest in the SSN. We don't need Rest. Neither of the strategies that I will show today use Rest. I skip it in both of them. It's genuinely not needed with Poliwag. Like, Rest solves very specific problems. Like, for instance, you take a lot of damage from Sandslash and Alakazam, and Executor does nothing to you because you're a water type. It just spams Leech Seed over and over again. It's like, oh, you can heal before you move on to the Magneton and the Cloyster and be in a much better position. And I lose here again. And I think then I figured out, like, I should probably not fight this guy. Like, maybe I should... Oh, now I backtrack to get Psychic. That's what I do, yeah. Yeah, so no Rest and no Mimic. But yeah, we're going to teach Psychic. I believe I teach Psychic in the place of Hypnosis. Yes, I do. Because I didn't want Hypnosis for this playthrough. I think with Hypnosis, the problems that it solves is Misty and Surge. Those are the 2 places I was like theorizing that Hypnosis is useful. Then, once we're getting close enough to Amnesia, like here, level 33, comes at level 38, I figured that just relying on 3 special moves, so it's going to be Surf, Psychic, and Ice Beam in combination with Amnesia, would give me everything I need to finish off the rest of the game. Keeping Psychic on my moveset gives me super effective damage against both Bruno and Agatha. It also gives me neutral damage against Lorelei's Pokemon, so that I don't have to spend more time against them than I otherwise would. I think the Slowbro is the only exception to that. It's kind of annoying. And Psychic is also really good throughout the mid-game because like this, there's tons of poison types and you can get a lot of experience by fighting them. Psychic is also super effective against Koga's team, which is helpful. Okay, so Fuchsia City, the Smash Math tree. Smash Math is in chat, which is perfect. Thanks for telling me about that tree. It has saved time. I'm picking up Carbos here because the one Pokemon that I want to outspeed and make sure that I outspeed is the Champion's Alakazam, which has 156 speed. I did not want to make it there and then move second and just take massive damage from Psychic. As you will see, the Sand Slash is devastating. It does so much damage to Poliwag at the beginning of the fight. And then taking a Psychic or a Psybeam after that is just a sure way to lose. Another Pokemon worth thinking about, at least outspeeding, is the Aerodactyl on Lance's team. That's a misclick. I used the Protein on Squirtle. It actually doesn't matter. I shouldn't pick up the Protein at all because I don't need to increase my attack stat at all. It's actually bad to increase your attack stat if you're never going to use your attack, because then you deal more damage to yourself whenever you get confused. Snowy has talked to me before about running Pokemon that are pure special attackers with 0 attack IVs because it benefits them more. Makes sense. This is not how I'm doing my challenges, and I don't think I'm going to change it now. I'm too far in. But if you're going to start up your own channel and do this kind of content, I would consider that. I think it's an interesting idea. I think my overlay might, when we get these released again, I think it might have an option for that. I'll probably bake it in. Hopefully I don't get the Protein. Okay, good, I don't. I really don't need it. No. I'm only going to be talking like a real competitive player when I start talking about yeah. 1 attack to keep the 15 HP, and then 0 speed for some Pokemon if you want them to move second for moves like that deal like Avalanche, for example. Thinking about Abomasnow recently for no reason at all. Okay, Rival. I was like, I'm gonna one-shot the Sandslash with Surf. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna one-hit the Sandslash with Surf. It's a 2-hit. Also, I figured Amnesia on the Cloyster because it just likes to confuse you with Supersonic. It can't do anything else to water types because of his good AI. So I get set up to +6, and then his team is quite simple from here. Surf just destroys everything. This is a first stage Pokemon, I will have you know. Typically with fully evolved Pokemon, I say that fighting the rival at level 40 is the safest thing to do. Yeah. Poliwag is good. It is really good. Yes, Avalanche is negative priority. It was just the only move I could think of that increases in power when it moves second. There's a bunch of other moves too. Okay. Jesse and James, always irrelevant. Giovanni, typically irrelevant. Sometimes relevant in Fire Red and Leaf Green during this battle because of Poison Point. That move, or that ability is so annoying. JRose11 mentioned you in his newest video. And it's the first time I've heard it. Felt cool to see you get recognized because you mentioned him a lot. Yeah, I did see that. It was pretty cool. There's a moment where I was like, oh, I've arrived, finally. I remember thinking that, like, when I first started the channel, I was like, maybe one day I'll be able to make videos that are good enough that I will be on a similar skill level and production level as someone like JRose or someone like Madrybread. And so, yeah, it's cool to see that happen. Or see myself at least get mentioned. I think there's still a long way to go with production and getting better at these things. Like, specifically my live streams too, I think my live commentary can improve a lot, so I'm trying to invest time in that this year to improve. I want to stay as coherent as possible when speaking live, because sometimes it's just easy to trail off on a thought and then never come back to it and not tie it off. Okay, so Sabrina after Sylph to avoid backtracking to Saffron City. Also because Poliwag's speed right now is 104, the Abra's speed is 103, so I knew it could move first against the Abra. Also with Amnesia, I'm going to resist her attacks more and more as I set up. Because of that, it doesn't really matter if I miss or get hit by Flash and Kinesis occasionally. I figured I would just take like little little damage and then be able to win. There is the chance to lose against Sabrina because she can use Psywave, which is actually her scariest move when I'm playing like this. But yeah. I think you're comfy to watch and listen to, yeah. I feel your production eclipses J-Rose easily. Yeah, I've like really tried to make my production as high quality as possible. And I'm going to come back to that thought after this battle. I was poisoned by the juggler, and this is an advantage for Poliwag. It's coincidental, but it means I cannot be put to sleep with sleep powder, and that the Venonat does prioritize it if you're a water type. So poison is blocking his status moves, which allowed me to set up on the first Venonat with Amnesia. If it had hit me with Psychic and lowered my special, I can just continue setting up. There's essentially nothing the first Venonat can do to me when I'm poisoned, which is awesome. I don't know if this is a strategy to rely on, because buying time against the juggler, it just wastes time, and I don't know if it's the best choice. Obviously, if I'm going for the lowest possible time, it's not a good choice. I messed up there with my HMs too. Yeah, so like my production quality in comparison with J-Rose's production quality, like I think the thing that J-Rose does really well that I notice I don't do particularly well is like how simple and clear he can communicate his thought process around the game. I notice that for me it feels like very challenging to articulate the points that I want to articulate and to do it concisely in a way that I think everyone can understand. And maybe I'm overthinking things here, but when I watch his videos, there's this ease of narration that I wanted to get to myself at some point. So when I look at his stuff, I'm just like, wow, like that's an example of something that I aspire towards. Mansion. Rare candies and stuff. 69 rappel steps there. Nice. And then we will go over here and fight Blaine. Now let's talk about, I get that too. Maybe it's my autism. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, communicating thoughts is a challenging thing. Let's talk about Blaine. This fight is not easy when you're a water type. It's really only easy if you double resist fire type moves. So you're one of the fossils, you're a rock water type. Then Blaine is not a problem. Other than that, Blaine is going to be a problem. As you can see here, I set up a bunch, and I'm like, because of critical hits, I'm not one-shotting the Ninetales, so it does so much damage and burns me. And then the Arcanine comes in, crits with Fire Blast, and knocks Poliwag out. Like, absolutely ridiculous. I can't one-shot the Ninetales, so I should set up Amnesia, which exposes me to Flamethrower and burns, which happens again on the next battle. Like, just absolutely awful. Also, I'm exposed to Confuse Ray if I'm setting up against the Ninetales. Yeah. Blaine is honestly just not a fun trainer to fight in yellow version. He's so bad in red and blue and then really good in this game. Yeah, like, we're talking about minimalism with J-Rose. That's another thing that he does do very well. Like, the idea of starting the video in Oaks. That to me seems like both a good artistic choice and a good business choice. Because people are less likely to click off the video if they get right into the playthrough right away. Whereas if I do, like, some little intro segment, then, like, people are, like, who are not, like, just, like, they're like, I want to see gameplay. Like, if that's what you show up for, you click on the video and you don't get that, you'll just click off right away. And then the retention graph is bad, and then YouTube doesn't want to, like, favor you in the algorithm. So I think it's, like, a really smart choice from him. Okay. Although, I don't really agree that he's the most minimal person, because his videos are kind of long. Someone who does minimalism better is Snowy. Very short, very concise, very to the point. Like, 12-minute video. That seems to me more like minimalism. Maybe aesthetic minimalism in the fact that, like, my videos are much more maximalist. Like, there's, like, data everywhere and, like, different graphics and stuff like that. It's, like, very, not complex, but saturated, I guess. That's probably the right word. Stepped one step too far for Giovanni and opened the bag, I think. Okay, Giovanni, level 45. I'm not faster than his Doug Trio. I could use rare candies to be faster than it, and I don't think it matters in this fight. Pretty sure I just one-hit everything. Oh no, the Persian gets me because I leveled up, lost my speed badge boost. Okay, I do candy here. Because I'm like, I just don't want to level up mid-fight. Like, that doesn't make sense. Leveling up with candies using a first stage Pokemon is always a little bit stressful because you don't want to evolve, and it does take more time. People say I should, or people have suggested that I should remove the evolution mechanic so that these Pokemon don't lose time when you cancel the evolution. But I personally feel like that's changing too much about the game. Like, if you do want to play the game with a Poliwag, you have to stop it from evolving whenever it tries to evolve. Poliwhirl has an advantage over Poliwag because Poliwhirl does not evolve unless you actively feed it a Water Stone. Fully evolved Pokemon actively have an advantage over both mid-stages and first-stage Pokemon because they don't have to evolve. So I feel like that advantage should be baked into the times, and that's why I have not removed that animation. The goal for me is not to make the game easier for myself. The goal for me is to try and collect results in a more accurate way. Because, like, realistically, my goal is to beat all of the first 5 generations with every single species in the game. Or at least attempt it. If I do that with every species, I will be, like, way too old by the time I get to the end of the series. So, in the effort of saving time, I cannot play each run 100 times. You can buy time here on the Cloister, hopefully, because it spams Supersonic, but I knock myself out in confusion. It's like just great. Snowy's channel, you can find their channel with the video that I released yesterday. Okay. The rival is honestly not that bad. Psychic for the Cloister. Magneton, I've set up to +4 and I still one-shot the Magneton, that's good. Magneton is typically not bad in this battle or the Sylph battle, it just becomes a threat when you get to the League. Sandslash is a nuisance in Sylph. It's honestly kind of bad during that fight, but then it gets to be incredibly good in the champion fight. Yeah, then in later generations, you have evolution prevention items, exactly. Someone has mentioned that to me before, like with Gen 2 and stuff, that I should give my Pokemon an Everstone to prevent them from evolving to save the evolution frames. And I actually think that that will save time. A cat walked in front of my computer where I paused there, and it didn't look like I was doing anything. I remember the foster cat like walked in front of my screen. I couldn't see anything. I was like, ah! I had to pick up the cat, move the cat, and then start playing again. I also love how open and honest you are when advertising other people. Very professional and friendly. Yeah, we can think about it in like the business terms of like advertising. Like, sure, I am advertising for them in some ways. The way I like to think about it though is more academic, because I come from like a background of academia. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and for me it was always like one of my composition professor told me, like, because I was really struggling with this idea of like taking other people's ideas and incorporating them into my own work. It's like I felt like I remember expressing to him like, I don't feel like I have any original ideas. Like every time I write something, I just hear my voice saying like, in like the creative voice in my head just saying like, well, this is kind of like that thing that other person did. Like this is sort of like Stockhausen, or this is sort of like Stravinsky, or this is sort of like Mahler. And it was just really defeating for me because I was never able to write any music, because I would just be like, this is just copying or imitating this other person. Like, obviously, like, I shouldn't do it because I don't want to steal stuff, and like, I want to have my own like creative voice, and I just don't know like where to find that. And then he said, like, my professor, I just remember him saying this, was just like, you're not an island. Everyone is creatively inspired by other people's work within their field. Sometimes their work closely resembles the work they're inspired by. Sometimes it is only like tangentially inspired. And he just said to me, like, it's not a problem to do that. Just tell people when you're taking inspiration from something else. That's what citing sources are. And I, for whatever reason, it had never clicked to me that in creative work, that would be what citing sources are. I always also lose here because of confusion again. Quite annoying. But in like an essay or something, it didn't feel like a creative work. It was like, I'm just arguing something. I don't need, like, I'm not worried about creativity. So if I take someone's words and just cite them, it's obvious. Like, I needed their point to back up what I was saying. Done. Easy. But then within creative work, it always felt like I need to be just bold and out there on my own, doing my own thing, not taking influence from others. But then when he just was like, no, just explain where you got your inspiration from. It's fine. I was like, oh, yeah, that's obvious. Okay. So, Dugong. Kind of bad. It's like all of this is starting to look kind of messy, and so let's get back to the strategy. Like I said, we're going to do 2 replays first. The second one will be an alternate strategy. The alternate strategy will retain hypnosis throughout the playthrough, because as you can see here, even when I'm at +6, Lorelai's pretty brutal. Like, it's kind of awful. I'm having a lot of resets here, and I can get, like, you don't need hypnosis. I'm going to make that very clear. You do not need it. You can run without it, but I don't necessarily know if there is an advantage to doing that after playing this playthrough. It's like, yeah, I have Psychic for more of the playthrough, but like it doesn't really matter. In a lot of cases, Surf just does enough damage, so why would you have Psychic? Like, you can just get rid of it. Bruno's awful. Having Hypnosis really helps here against Agatha, or against, Lorelai. You're not going to have awful issues like this. Like, if you have low health, you can just put something to sleep and then win the fight. Whereas in this case, I just have to, like, hope that Lorelai doesn't damage me, hope that I don't hit myself in Confuse Ray. Like, yes, you're hoping in some ways with Hypnosis, but at least, like, it's a win condition. You do know that, like, 60% of the time, this will do what I need it to do and I can win. Whereas, we're just completely sacrificing all agency to her AI by not having a sleep-inducing move. And I'm showing you all this footage so that when I play the game later today and I use Hypnosis, people are not frustrated. I want you to understand what goes through behind the scenes when I make these choices. Because I'm not making these choices in a vacuum. I'm not just like, oh, I like sleep a lot. Like, no. I think that genuinely sleep has a strategical component in the game. I think that when you're using a solo mon, if you take less damage throughout the entire battle, you're more likely to win. It gets harder, and like when you're playing on a team, Hypnosis is trash. Just switch out. You don't need it, right? Like, you're going to have a better move. You're going to have a better Pokemon that has a better matchup. It's fine. Like, this is not an issue. You have 5 other Pokemon. With a solo run, I can't switch out. I can't heal. If I can't switch out and I can't heal, I need to have something that will either preserve my health or something that will allow me to recover health. Recovery is rest. Hypnosis is the thing that allows me to preserve health. And in Gen 1, in Gen 2, Hypnosis becomes trash because they wake up and they damage you. But in Gen 1, they wake up and they do not damage you, giving you another chance to roll for Hypnosis, increasing the chances that you make it further into the fight with higher health. You don't really need Ice Beam until Lance. Yeah, that's true. I guess the Execute on the Rivals team scares me. I don't know what you do to solve that. Okay, Lance. The Gyarados is great if it just uses like Dragon Rage and Leer, but if it goes for Hyper Beam, I think it's going to be really scary. Okay. Once I set up here, this fight is free because Surf and Ice Beam are so good. Okay, let's talk about now why Hypnosis is also useful again. So hopefully you saw that against Lorelei, Hypnosis would have helped, at least on some small marginal level. I think I would have had less resets there if I had maintained Hypnosis. Now let's talk about the champion, because this is where Hypnosis is really useful. For a similar reason to Ghastly, watch how much damage Sandslash does. So that's a crit, but that's a lot of damage. So if it crits me, I lose. And then Slash does like okay, here we go, Earthquake again. That's how much it does if it doesn't crit. So I'm only able to set up one Amnesia before moving on to the Alakazam. And like I said, if I want it to outspeed, but if I don't outspeed and it attacks me, it's going to knock me out. I have a 2-hit range there with Surf, which I was really lucky to have. Executor just spams Leech Seed, so I figured I can set up here and then Ice Beam, but because of Kinesis, I just can't damage it. Then I crit and get knocked out. Yeah, not great, honestly. Yeah, you can use Ice Beam earlier on, then override it with Blizzard. Yeah, I've used that tactic quite a bit for Lance. You lose some consistency, but usually it's not enough to lose. So yeah, there you go, losing to the Alakazam. Okay, let's talk about Hypnosis again. You put the Sandslash to sleep and set up with Amnesia. Then you have higher special, so you take less damage from the Alakazam and you do more damage to it. Plus, you're able to attack the Executor right away and bypass Leech Seed entirely. Then you're fully set up without having to get Leech Seed or hit by other moves by the time you make it to the Magneton, increasing the chances you're just able to one-shot it. Then you have better chances against the Cloyster with higher health. If it's like crits with Spike Cannon, you're more likely to win. And hopefully you'll win against the Flareon too. Quick Attack sometimes is annoying there if you have low health. So it's just like one Hypnosis here against the Sandslash solves so many problems. But without it, hopefully you can see that I'm not in a great scenario. I'm trying different things here because I'm experimenting. This is kind of a chance for me to explore the strategy a little bit. I'm going like, okay, what happens if I just attack the Sandslash? How much damage do I do? What happens if I set up against the Alakazam? Is that better? I didn't pick up Mimic, so I can't try and use that, like mimicking Recover off the Alakazam or something like that. Luckily, Surf is one-hitting the Magneton. That is the benefit of Amnesia. And then I make it this far into the playthrough, and this is it. See, get hit by Quick Attack, does decent damage, and then knock out the Flareon. So, the first playthrough today, the time I get is 51 minutes and 37 seconds with 13 resets at level 60. Honestly, a decent performance. It's better than my previous Poliwag run already, about 5 minutes improvement since 2 years of experience playing the game. That's a decent improvement. We're just going to look at the game time, and then we're going to jump back over the tier list and see Poliwag's results in that context. So 3 hours of game time. Okay, jumping back over to the tier list. Poliwag had before 56 minutes and 58 seconds, so 51:37 is going to get it at a time now in the C tier. So that is an entire tier improvement. It is not better than Pokemon like Bulbasaur yet, or Arbok, but it is slightly faster than Fearow. Honestly decent, like, it's pretty decent. Right between Arbok and Fearow, like, for a first stage Pokemon, that's pretty good. That's third overall for first stage Pokemon. It's not faster than Bulbasaur, the best starter, let's be real. I will fight anyone who says that Charmander is better. No, this thing is a fire type. This thing is a grass type. This is Ghastly. Ghastly, of course, is the best first stage Pokemon right now, so we have not got close to that result. But I think that Poliwag can do better than this. So let's go in and look at another strategy using Hypnosis. Gonna load that replay now. Okay, here we go. Oh, gotta fix the resets. There we go. Haven't seen this new tier list feature yet. This is awesome. Yeah. Well, I spent like an hour or two yesterday putting in a bunch of old data into the tier list because we have data, but the data is like saved in like a bunch of different formats. So it's kind of hard to access. I'm trying to centralize everything into this one program where we can just we can sort this tier list by game time. We can sort it by resets, by level, by all these different factors. and get a sense for how Pokemon do in each run. Okay, so I did 13 attempts with Poliwag yesterday, and I only finished 2 runs. The reason is that most of the attempts end here in the lab when the rival defeats you with his Eevee. If you lose to the Eevee, I don't think it makes sense to keep playing. And I'm going to lose to the Eevee a lot today unless I get really lucky, somehow beat him on my first attempt, and then just get a PB after that. It is hypnosis time. This is hypnosis time. If you have questions about the channel or anything, or about Pokemon in general, like let's have them now, because there is going to be some time here which is repetitive from the previous run, and I'll have time to talk about that. This strategy in the early game is a little bit different, so I will talk about that before answering any questions. I had noticed in the previous run that I didn't feel like I fought enough bug catchers. I thought that if I fought a few more bug catchers, that maybe Route 3 would be a little bit easier. I actually ended up having the opposite scenario play out, where Route 3 actually takes longer this time because I had we'll see what happens. It's annoying, but in this case, I'm going to fight the first bug catcher. His team is not very good. And then the second bug, I think maybe I fight all the bug catchers, like just to get enough experience. I believe this is what I did previously when playing Poliwag. I used to play very conservatively, which is why a lot of my times are a lot higher in my old videos. I also didn't know where the optimal training was in the mid-game, and sometimes I didn't push Pokemon to their limits, trying to get through 1 or 2 fights here and there with luck. Would you watch Gen 6 plus content close to your format? Would I watch it? Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I'm going to play Gen 6. I haven't decided yet. Making the jump to 3D games is a whole other can of like worms. There's a lot to be analyzed there and like figured out. We basically already, behind the scenes I have everything figured out up until the end of Gen 5. That stuff's all working. Are you ever going to do a run with Poliwrath with Amnesia? I probably will, yeah. But probably once all 151 Pokemon are done. Then I'll wrap around and do like egg moves and like transfer back moves and stuff like that. And like theoretical moves, like what if Moltres had Flamethrower at the beginning? Like I'm curious to see how like how that would play out. Okay. So here you can see these battles are easier because I'm a higher level. Also, I don't think I heal before Brock. I don't think you need to heal before Brock unless you're really low on health. So if you like don't do as many training, don't do as much training in Viridian Forest, you're probably gonna have to heal because the camper, or he's not a camper in this game, he's a Light Years Junior trainer. He's gonna do enough damage to you, and then you'll have to heal up. Okay, please look at my PP now. Okay, focus on it. All right, now that I've got your attention with it, I am heading out onto Route 3 without healing. I figured that 23 would be enough for me to defeat the bug catcher, which is obvious, it's going to be. And then I'm going to go back to Pewter City and heal, so that I'm not going to run out of PP by the end of the route. I think that's what I think theoretically that's what I wanted to do. I don't know if I actually pull it off in practice. I think I should have maybe fought the next guy and the last, and then gone back when I have to backtrack anyways to reset her position. But I was just playing a little bit, like, maybe too safe and mindless here. Okay. Poison. Poison's always annoying. It wastes time. You have to open your inventory and heal. Like, also, if it wraps you, it does poison damage every turn of wrap. You take so much damage, and I did lose one run yesterday because of that. Youngster Ben is very good. Very close fight here too, against the last. backtrack, reset her position, continue through the route. You can see now that I have hypnosis. Bubble is fine. I had another run that I lost. I lost at Misty. The reason I lost was because I didn't save before Misty because I don't want to save before Misty. I think it's better if you can just beat her and not have to reset at all. That said, in this other run, I also had a major time loss on Route 3 because I ran out of bubble PP because I didn't backtrack to Peter Center. I healed after Brock and then went and did Route 3 all at once without the backtrack. Repost your question because I'm not going to scroll back in chat. I gotta stay focused. Also, what are your thoughts on Gen 5? I really like Gen 5. When I came back to the series after Gen... Like, I stopped playing in the end of Gen 3 after Fire Red and Leaf Green came out. Then I didn't play Diamond and Pearl or Platinum, although I always wanted to play them. I kept looking at them in the store and being like, oh, I should just buy those games, like, or get a DS, but I didn't want to do it. Felt like my friends were going to make fun of me or something. And then Gen 5 came out, and I didn't even really know that Gen 5 had come out. Gen 6 came out, and my girlfriend at the time, she bought me a 3DS so that we could play Pokemon together, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. And then I got really into it again. And then actually after we broke up, I went on Kijiji and bought all the old games and played them in the summer after university. I played them in reverse order, black and white. I played like White 2, then I played Black, then I played Platinum, and then I think Pearl. It was really fun. And of them, like, the Gen 5 games were... At that time, it was my favorite generation. Oh, I also played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, of course. So yeah, I really like Gen 5. Okay, I'll repost. This fight can be scary with Jesse and James. It's possible you lose here. You can get poisoned, you can get wrapped like this. The Meowth can do a lot of damage with Bite. And I use Hypnosis here. This is some of like the worst Hypnosis that I've ever had. But I do end up winning. Like, this was close. Okay, I'll repost. But first again, you always focus on your need to improvement. But I hope you also recognize how great you have become and your improvements are crazy. Electivire versus video coming. Yeah, I always focus on my like need to improve. That's just like, I'm very like growth oriented, growth mindset. Like I just want to get better at stuff. I do think like I'm very, very, very happy with how far my content and my channel has come in the last 4 years. I think that this year is the first year that it feels like I have, like, last year it didn't feel like I was doing the things that I had set out to do yet. I still felt like I had a long way to go. This year is the first year where I'm like, I feel like I'm doing the things that I wanted to do now. There's some like, still some deficits. Like, I don't feel like I'm able to release videos fast enough. I've always wanted to make 2 a week. But that's like a minor thing. Like I wanted to stream once a week last year, but I couldn't because my voice wasn't doing well enough. But I have been streaming almost once a week this entire year. And by the end of the year, I will have done more than 52 streams. So that feels like successful. I feel like the content looks really good. I feel like it's sounding really good. In a lot of ways, my voice is a different story. I don't think my voice sounds particularly good all the time. But I think that like a lot has improved about the content. Okay, let's talk about Zealous Pawn, who actually just put a message in chat. And I were talking yesterday about this Poliwag run because he has also done some really good Poliwag runs that I'm hopefully going to beat today. I'm hoping I will, but the time is so good that I'm not sure if I will be able to. He has a different strategy for Misty, which is running Bide. Bide is faster because the Starmie attacks with Tackle. And then you can deal a lot of damage. Vocal health greater than vocal quality. You know, you do say that, but then when I talk in ways that my voice is like I'm preserving my voice, then people go like, "Oh, you sound so bored right now." I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm talking more like reserved so that I'm not blowing out my voice all the time. And then they're like, it's frustrating when you like sound so bored and not very into it. You must not like this Pokemon. It's like, no, I'm just like, I'm genuinely just trying to preserve my voice. Like, I would like to make more videos. I'm really excited about this. I'm also just very monotone all the time. And when I feel like I'm putting on like all of the stage makeup, it's like a tiny amount of excitement sneaks into my voice. I love when Bite is useful. I know, me too. I love when useless moves are just like, they're the answer. It's like, oh, like with Mr. Mime in Gen 2, and it was like Encore was the answer. I was like, oh, this feels really great. I know that move is good competitively, but I never thought that it would be good in a solo challenge. But it's actually really good. Do people really say that? Yeah. A lot of people say like I sound bored in my videos, and a lot of people also say that I sound very different on stream versus the produced videos. And it's like, yeah, of course, like in the produced videos, I know exactly what I'm going to say. And I cut all the audio together, removing things like pauses and breaths and awkward statements. Yeah, voice health definitely matters more. I'm glad that I always sound good to you, Evan. Another thing that really bothers me is that, like, my voice quality dramatically changes over the day. So I don't know if you know about this, but like when I wake up in the morning, my voice is really bassy and deep. It's like ridiculously low, and you'll hear that at the beginning of my videos because I typically record the voiceovers at like 5 a.m. But then by the time I've recorded for like 30-40 minutes, I've lost a lot of the bass and my voice starts sounding more hoarse and raspy. And then like I notice that if I have to record a project over like 3 or 4 days, it's really hard to splice all the stuff together because the voice just sounds so different all the time. That bothers me a lot. When I can't like do a retake or something like that, or do a second day of recording and have my voice sound the same way. Because I feel like it takes me out of the video when I hear someone's voice dramatically change partway through. But I've just had to put up with it until this point because I can't get the work done in any other way. Okay. Alright, so we made it past Misty. There's not a lot to comment about in this part of the run, because I'm gonna just go get Body Slam and then fight Surge again and beat him right away. Like, it's pretty simple. There are some small tweaks that I'll talk about when I do my stream, like the live run after this, on the SSN. Like, I can fight some different trainers that will help gain extra experience. I'll show you the route file after this and you can get a sense for who those people are. Other than that, though, the early game is largely unchanged between these two playthroughs because we just need to get to the mid game and then make a choice, which is deleting Body Slam for Amnesia rather than deleting Hypnosis. Or I guess in this case it'll be deleting Psychic for Amnesia. And I think that Zellspawn probably does Surf Psychic and then Ice Beam later on, which is different than what I do. We can talk about that decision at some point as well, but I'm not sure what the correct choice is. I need to examine the execute damage ranges for the rival battle at the end. I just don't want to get paralyzed there. That's a really good way to lose. Okay, Antrops asked another question that I think is interesting. I remember you mentioned not enjoying Versus videos as much because of the burnout. What are some ideas to combat that? Been thinking about that a lot this week. Yes, I do not like making the Versus videos as much as I like making the solo videos. The videos that are easiest to make are the ones where I do one playthrough. Like we can now make those in a day. Each one of those videos. I could do 7 days a week content doing single playthroughs in games. Whenever I get 2 playthroughs. I still think it will be possible to produce one of those videos a day without sacrificing quality. We will be able to produce one of those videos in a day at some point in the future, but not yet. We're not good enough at it yet. We just have our skill. It's a skill issue. We have to improve our skill. As the skill improves, we will be able to do it. Versus videos, that will always be impossible. The sheer number of hours that are required to film all the runs just means that, like, let's say I have to play like a versus video, like Electrode versus Magneton. If I do 5 to 7 playthroughs with each Pokemon, that's going to be at least 10 hours of work per Pokemon, so 20 hours of work. So like I could maybe do that over 3 days. 3 days for like all the playthroughs. That's just the playthroughs. Then we have to do voiceover and all the production. That's probably going to take... Like, I would like to say that it's going to take 2 days, and we could do it in 5 days. But I think that it's probably more likely the case that it will take me 4 days to do all the voiceover, maybe 5 days to do all the voiceover, and then the editing will happen concurrently with that. So each day, Sean will work 8 hours editing the voiceover and the footage, and I will do the voiceover, which will take like 2 to 3 hours a day for me. By the time that the video is done, I don't want anything to do with it anymore because I'm so sick of it. My ADHD is just like completely fed up with the fact that I have to look at these Pokemon and think about them. Not so much the playing. I do enjoy playing like a ridiculous number of playthroughs and trying to get the time down really low. That's fun competitively. The part that gets really frustrating is all the details in the edit. Like, this transition doesn't look good. Okay, and there's still 2 hours left on the video that I have to review. How many more transitions do I have to fix to make look absolutely perfect before the video is ready to be done? That just like drags so much energy out of me. And then I, like the last time I did one with the ground types, I like honestly didn't do any useful work on the channel for like 2 weeks because I was so burnt out. I was just like, I have to take a break. Like, I did a bunch of other stuff like software and mucked around with other things behind the scenes, but it was very hard to motivate myself to like sit down and record voiceover. Okay, I try a hypnosis strategy here against the Oddish. I think it's probably a little bit better than just body slamming right away because you'd have to crit to knock it out, and then you get exposed to Stun Spore. It might be faster to just attack the second Oddish and then one-shot both the Bellsprout. Hypnosis on the first one, because if you don't get it and you get Stun Spored, you can reset very quickly. So, to answer the question, because I was building towards that, to answer the question, how can I make it so that I don't get burnt out? Well, number one, hire people. So hopefully the channel keeps growing, and that is possible. With 3 of us now, instead of just 2 of us, it will be a lot easier to make larger projects because I will have to do less of the like editing. I'm trying to like get myself to like focus on all of the things that I really enjoy. If I remove all the stuff that burns me out from the process and focus on all the things that I really enjoy, so focus me on like the things I have to do, like the voiceover, and then the things I love, like the software and the playing of the runs. If I focus myself on those things, then I'm less likely to burn out. So I need to like find ways to systematize the processes that are not required for me to do, that I don't like to do. Hand those off to other people, and then see what happens after that. And I think we've also lost here Status Condition Junior Trainer. Very frustrating and annoying, but you know, what are you going to do if the Oddish puts you to sleep? I don't think Hypnosis on this thing first turn makes a lot of sense. Like, there's no wrap stuff that can really waste a ton of time in that fight. You just get unlucky sometimes with Sleep Powder, like, oh well. So I think we have accomplished that because we did 2 videos. Like, we did a video on Monday, we did a video on Tuesday this week. 2 videos. They're both done. They're like in a review state where like we still have to put the credits in at the end, but mostly they're just like complete, waiting for their release dates. It took 2 days to do those videos. You get 1 video a day, Monday, Tuesday, and my voice couldn't have done Wednesday, but my voice could have done today for a 3rd video this week, and I was not burnt out mentally by the process. So now we have to get that process. That was it. We did platinum videos. They're the easiest to produce because the runs are less demanding for me intellectually. The game's just so slow. You have time to think about things. You don't have time to think about things in yellow version. It's like so fast paced. Yellow is stressful to play compared to platinum. And it'll be easier to make single run Fire Red videos than it is platinum. So both those games seem solved. Anyways, like my thought process is like once we get this refined and we're able to do 2 playthrough videos, like Yellow and Crystal in a single day, solo runs. Once we're able to do that, then we will move back and we'll move on and we'll start working on how to refine the versus video process. Right now it takes about a week to make a versus video after all the stuff is filmed. So like 5 days. Usually it spills over. Usually it's like 7 or 8. We like go between 2 weeks and we work on other projects at the same time. Hopefully what I want to do is compress it into like 3 to 4 days. That would be ideal. Just like go in Monday, film 2 runs, do voiceover for that, produce the first portion of the video, then Tuesday show up, start doing second runs, Wednesday do the voiceover for those runs, and then hopefully Thursday finish off the review and be done. But we have to make some. There's going to have to be a lot of efficiency built there. I'm really excited about this stuff though. You probably can't tell. Like this maybe is really boring for a lot of other people, but I get really excited about like these little efficiencies. It's like basically I am speedrunning the game and trying to be as efficient as possible speedrunning the game, and then I am also speedrunning the content creation process and trying to be as efficient as possible doing that. Doing these 2 things concurrently is incredibly engaging. It's very exciting and so much fun. Yeah. I used to play RuneScape as a kid. Very fun. Also, Electivire versus Magmortar or something like that. I have no comment on that right now. Those are Gen 4 Pokemon, so they'll probably first show up in a Platinum video. I'm not doing versus videos there yet, so... yeah. But no plans for them. I can tell you that. There's no plans. You will have noticed I got the hideout candy. I think getting the hideout candy is not necessary for Poliwag, and this time I am gonna remember Psychic. The versus videos do a lot better in terms of metrics and stuff like that. Yeah. Because like some of them are like a regular video on my channel will do like, I don't know, 40,000 views or 50,000 views or something like that. So like, but then like a versus video is probably going to do 80 to 100, and the good ones, the big ones, will do like 150 to 400,000. I think like the starters is up there. It's like close to that. And then the occasional live stream just comes along and is like, why would you ever make versus content? It's like my Drowsy live stream. It's like, it's got like 300,000 views or something, and it's like longer than all my versus content, and YouTube's like, that's a really good video. It's like, he put a lot of work. No, I sat down for 4 hours and played the game with Drowsy. It's silly. YouTube is not a meritocracy. Content creation is not about merit or quality. Painful. I make the videos because I think there's value in them. Not always the right choice in terms of business. Okay, so what do you think about Carbos versus Calcium there in the department store? You went for Calcium. We're gonna look at that after. Please remind me if I forget. I need to see what my speed stat is for the Aerodactyl and for the Alakazam. If my speed stat is fine without them, or like if I'm not going to outspeed the Aerodactyl anyway and I always outspeed the Alakazam, then I might as well go Calcium. Like, more damage is just better. Because more damage will improve my damage range against, like, this Ghastly, for example. You see there? I did not knock it out with Psychic. Very frustrating, and then it gets me with paralysis and confusion. Like, I don't think I lose here. Yeah, I don't lose here, but, like, it's annoying, right? And I lose time because of the status conditions, stuff like that. Yeah, it does. Like making the versus videos, it to me, like if I try and like I have to switch between like creative and business hats all the time. So if I put the business hat on, like think about it as a business, it's like the versus videos, they do better. So like sponsors like them more, and new viewers find my channel more through the versus videos, that kind of thing. So they make sense from like a marketing initiative kind of perspective. And they also make sense then if I put the artistic hat on, they make sense artistically because they're fun and I like the idea of that kind of storytelling. But they are very exhausting to make. Okay, there was a question that I wanted to answer that someone mentioned. Okay, so here, like very soon, we're going to level up and we're going to get amnesia. When we get amnesia, we're just going to drop psychic. And then play the rest of the game with Surf and Ice Beam. And that's that. Huh. Jeffrey, I addressed the evolution transition earlier in the video. No, I'm not going to take it out. It's not about saving time through programmatic means. Playing a first stage Pokemon, there's a disadvantage because you have to cancel the evolution. Okay, the question, there was one question that was like, what do you want in life? What did you want to be in life? Before, I wanted to be a professional StarCraft player. That was my first goal when I was 13. I was like, I really want to be a pro gamer and move to Korea and play in Korean StarCraft tournaments. That was like my dream. Then I wanted to be a musician and a composer. And after that, I wanted to start a business. And then somehow I just kind of did all the things. And so that's where I am now. It was not planned, though. I shouldn't pick up the protein. Don't pick up the protein. It's bad. What's your take on the importance of motivation versus discipline? Is a really good. Well, like we see this in the, like, okay, so like, don't feed the protein. Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it, but I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, like this is basically a business. Exactly. Like I hire people and I make stuff and we try and like make stuff for less money. It's like very much like allowed me to do that. And then this also feels like on some level I am like being able to like play games professionally, which is amazing. And then I already had done the music stuff before that. So I feel like I've like, I don't know. I just feel very grateful and lucky to be in this position. Like, I really appreciate everyone who supports me. Like, thank you so much. And if you just watch the videos, like, that's incredible too. Like, the fact that I can talk about Pokemon and employ people to help me do this and to keep the quality high is, I don't know if humbling is the right word, but I'm just very grateful for it. How much would it change Yellow if there's a move? It would be so different. Move Reminder would make things so different. You wouldn't have to hold on to badge boost moves for the entire game. That's the main difference. But that would just dramatically change some runs. Okay, so Amnesia in the place of Psychic. I get it there at level 38 once I've leveled up. And then we're gonna go fight the rival. Okay, let's talk about the discipline thing versus motivation. So I have ADHD, and everyone should know that. I struggle with motivation a lot, like a lot, and it's almost impossible for me to motivate myself to do things that I'm not interested in. If I have no interest to do something, it's like you can't get me to do it. I will resist you with every fiber of my being. Which is not healthy. It's not a good thing. Anyone who's like, wow, it's like, it's grit or something. It's no. This is not healthy. Like, I should just be able, also the crit there from the Kadabra, very, very frustrating. I should just be able to like, focus myself and like, take care of the things that need to be done. But it's like, you know what? Sometimes it's just going to be the case that like sitting down and doing a voiceover, I just can't get myself to do it. That's very annoying. I was supposed to do it this morning and I didn't do it. I focused on improving my Premiere Pro workflow. Just great. So sometimes that happens. That's annoying. I find that if I keep myself focused on projects that I really enjoy, that then the motivation is like intrinsic. I find I have the other problem, which is like I get hyper focused on things and I can't stop them. Like, it's very hard for me to like stop making Pokemon videos. I talked previously like why they're having, like, I made a StarCraft channel to make some StarCraft content, similar kind of content. Maybe people will be interested in that. I made that and announced it, and then I just haven't made any videos. And part of it's like I need my voice for this channel, and another part of it is like it's very hard for me to stop making these videos because this process is so engaging. So like switching away from this is just very challenging. I think that the main thing that I have learned about myself, and this might not apply to anyone else, but the main thing that I've learned about myself is that it's all about aligning incentive structures. So like, if the incentive structure does not generate motivation or get me to do the things that I want to do, I need to change the incentive structure in some way. Like, how do I get myself to like focus on like a thing that I don't want to do? It's like, okay, maybe I can give myself like, I can find a way that like doing that thing rewards me in a way that nothing else can reward me. And then it's like, okay, if I combine incentive structures in a way like that, then I will focus myself towards the goal and be able to accomplish it. Once again, 104 speed here for Sabrina. This might not be possible if I don't use the Carbos. I would have to level up one more time. Might be annoying. There will be StarCraft videos at some point. Don't worry. I really love that game too. What's my favorite box legendary? Ah, all the box legendaries are so good and so annoying. I lose here to Sabrina again. I checked my moveset for Swift after this. Like, do I have Swift? That would be nice. I don't have Swift, so that's not an option. Even if it was, I think with Poliwag it's so good you don't want to go out of your way. You just want to luck through this fight. Either way, I think this fight is not that bad. I think I'm getting quite awful luck in this case. Sometimes she's just going to do nothing, like in this case. Yeah, the Guardians were a nightmare. Oh my gosh, yeah. Box art legendaries. When I was a kid, I liked Ho-Oh more because I got silver, so I always liked the one that I didn't get. I liked Kyogre more because I got Ruby. It's like when you get a game and then you can't have the other legendary, I feel like it felt more elusive and rare and more special because of that. So then I was like, oh, I always ended up liking the one that I didn't have. Same was the story. I got X, and then I liked like Yveltal or something. I don't know how to say that Pokemon's name. I like that one more. Yveltal, I think it is, or something, because it's like evil. Yeah. Yeah, I got Pokemon Sun and I like Lunala more. I think it's actually a trend across all Pokemon games. I don't think there is a single game that breaks the trend. The deer is really good. I'm not saying the legendaries that... Like, also the legendaries, the other ones, I like them, but I don't like them as much. And I never... Excuse me, I didn't play X and Y. I didn't play Gen 4, Gen 5 on release, so I didn't have the same experience with them, so I don't have the same, like, kind of... I had to play with this Pokemon, so I liked the other Pokemon. That factor doesn't exist in those games. In those games, I just think there are better designs. Dialga seems better than Palkia in terms of a design, and Zekrom seems better than Reshiram in terms of a design. But I'm a tech guy, so like, of course, I like I like Zekrom more. Okay, Koga. I thought if you're not poisoned here, you can just Hypnosis the first Venonat and then set up anyway. I think Hypnosis is better because if you don't sleep, then it sleeps you with Sleep Powder, so you should probably just sleep it. Now, not having access to Psychic here does reduce my damage, but it doesn't cause me to lose. But if I kept Psychic on my set, then I would have better damage for this fight, which we will explore in the damage ranges after. That has never happened to me. I've never walked there and bumped over that little ledge and then got stuck at the bottom. This is a first yesterday. I was very surprised. Like, what? How did that happen? You never need to go down there. A Psychic crit would kill there, I think. Well, let's find out. I will load this route. It also feels weird to skip someone like Psych. Like, I'm fighting him in most battles. So just skipping him there is a little bit weird. Or I'm fighting him in most runs. Skipping him is a little bit weird. Yeah, Psychic crit from the Venomoth knocks Poliwag out. If you want to see the damage ranges, we can switch to those right now. There's the damage ranges. So Psychic crit will do 101 to 119% damage to my level 43 Poliwag. I am considering using rare candies earlier, like more of them. I don't know if I have any available to me at this point in the playthrough, but I'll check. Yeah, I have 4 available, so I could have used more there just to level up. I think that Poliwag can finish the game at a lower level. Last time was 60. Zealous Pawn's run was 59. In this case, I think we might be able to go down lower than that, like 58 or 57 even. Just by using rare candies earlier and earlier to make all the fights easier. Because we can rely so much on Hypnosis and Amnesia. Yeah, so I use my rare candies here before Blaine because I don't want to have Blaine mess me up. That just feels bad. It gives me... There's some advantage to this, so if we jump back over to damage ranges, this is the damage ranges without Amnesia against Blaine, so 2 hits on pretty much everything, 69% chance to knock out the Arcanine. Not particularly nice, but after 1 Amnesia, guarantees on the Ninetales and the Rapidash, and a 43% chance on the Arcanine, so of course I get confused. Then I don't get the damage range, but he just super potions, and I win. Does any trainer even have Skarmory? I think there is a trainer with Skarmory. He's like south of Blackthorn City. I think there's one person with Skarmory there. I do think there's a Skarmory trainer. I can look it up. I have all the data in a data object. Like a huge, like 30,000 line JSON object. It exists. We can just do a search for Skarmory and see if there's a Pokemon there. Trainers, where is it? Crystal. Find Skarmory. No, there are no trainers with Skarmory in Crystal. Does not appear there are any trainers with Skarmory, unless they spelled it wrong. Skarmory's a Gen 3 Pokemon, is true. Giovanni gets me. I didn't save before him, so I have to black out here, and this bleeds a lot of time. I have to walk back, walk through the gym again. I'm gonna save, like... So our time is around 40 minutes. Just after Giovanni, I'm going to jump over to the tier list quickly so that we can get a sense for where Poliwag would have been placed after the previous run and what it's looking like it's shooting towards in this run. I would lose again, of course, to the trio. Like, I think also using rare candies before Giovanni might be another place where they would make sense if Blaine doesn't make sense. Could get maybe one more level for this. It's probably not going to make a material difference, though. Oh, maybe there's Skarmory and Battle Tower. Yeah, there might be them there. Okay, so there we go. Giovanni, we're around like 41 minutes now, so we'll jump over to the tier list. 41 minutes. We're looking like A tier times, okay? So I'm going to check out 2 other water types. Starmie, 40 minutes and 49 seconds. Vaporeon, 42 minutes and 36 seconds. Pretty good times. Primeape at the end of the tier list, 43 minutes and 55 seconds. Oh my gosh, 43 minutes and 45 seconds. At the top of the B tier, Tentacruel, 44 minutes and 11 seconds. Okay, so we have to get under 44 minutes to get into the... under 44 minutes to get into the B tier, A tier. Okay, the rival, not a problem. Genuinely not a problem. In this case, I'm going to look at the damage ranges right there because I'm super curious as to the Ice Beam and the Psychic interaction on the Execute. Like if I set up with Amnesia, oh my gosh, okay. I 2-hit with Surf, I 1-hit. Alright, with 3 Amnesias, I have a decent shot to 1-hit the Execute using Surf. Like 82%, that's pretty good. So I might not need Ice Beam. Right? Like that's like the reason. Because then we can keep Psychic, it'll make Koga better. It just really makes Koga better, it doesn't really help anywhere else. But it'll make Koga better, and like the occasional poison type that I come across, I can just like the guy in Giovanni's gym. Let's go back to him. This black belt, look at it. Surf, it's not one-hitting. I don't know if Psychic would, it probably would. So in this case, Psychic is going to make a little bit more of an impact. Maybe speeding things up slightly, holding on to that. So I think what Zealous is doing is probably the better choice. Just have to avoid a crit, and then it becomes a 50% chance to go for Solar Beam. Yeah, it can go for Solar Beam. I just hate it when it goes for Stun Spore, and then you have to reset. Because you're like slower than everything else, and then they just bully you for the rest of the fight. It's always awful. Paralysis is by far the worst status condition for solo runs. Whenever you get paralyzed, it feels like the end. Especially in Gen 1, because you can never get your speed back, unless you, like in the Yellow Legacy video, you have your speed modified by something else. Then you get your speed back. That's fun. Okay, Lorelei. Okay. Lorelei is still not guaranteed. I go up to 55 before her with rare candies. Over damage rounding threshold, that kind of thing. No, Body Slam is not better. No. Not with Amnesia. So I'm going to set up here. Hypnosis allows me to put the Dugong to sleep. It's much more reliable than just letting it attack with things like Bubble Beam, which can lower your speed, and Takedown, which can do a lot of damage. And then here, the Slowbro, I got a crit right away, which is annoying because it can set up Amnesia if it wants. I think I crit the Jinx too, and then it thrashes me, which is again frustrating. Also a crit from Thrash. It's like, this fight... this fight is going terribly, but I have Hypnosis. So I felt like Lapras is going to knock me out if it uses Confuse Ray or Body Slam, so I just put it to sleep and then win anyway. Like, this Lorelei fight felt so fundamentally different than the previous one, whereas before I would have been like, well, I just have to attack and hope. This time I was like, well, I actually have some active play that I can do here. I can go for Hypnosis. If I miss, then I still have a chance to keep playing if it Confuse Rays me or something like that. I think overall the odds of that fight are just so much better with Hypnosis. This fight isn't impacted, okay? This guy is so bad. He is so bad. I'm going to show you damage ranges, okay? Look at it. That's damage ranges with no Amnesias. That's with one Amnesia, okay? Just 2-hit the Machamp. If you set up fully, you have 82% chance. Like, he's bad. This is Agatha, by the way. This is kind of annoying because Lick, I get paralyzed and then get crit by Mega Drain. Like, come on. So she can be bad. I don't know the ideal number of Amnesias here, but I think it's full setup. And even then, you don't have guarantees. I get crit by Mega Drain again. Not great. The solution here is probably Hypnosis on the Gengar and just don't miss, which is frustrating, but eh. I'm also having a little bit of an experience optimization problem because I level up after knocking out one of her Pokemon. Luckily she switched to the Haunter and then switched back. That's convenient for me. And Haunter gets annoying with Hypnosis. Look at that. Terrible. Can I do it? Can I do it? It's getting close. Snap out of confusion. Yeah! I can't believe I got through that fight. 5 hit points. Luckily, Agatha is sometimes very bad. Other times, she's okay. She does, like, annoying things, and then you lose. But it never feels like she can consistently beat you, but it also never feels like you can consistently beat her unless you have a ground move and you just one-shot everything. Sometimes Psychic, but Psychic is less good because her Pokemon have decent special stats. Yeah, Lance. I was so scared that Hyper Beam was going to crit, but it doesn't. I do not have enough speed to move first against the Aerodactyl in this case, because I leveled up mid-battle. And it Hyper Beams me. So experience optimization with rare candies in the late game is incredibly important to make sure that we are not losing our badge boosts in the middle of these fights. Zealous Pawns route, which I will show you after this run, has a level up after the final Pokemon on every Elite Four members team. This is what we want to see. And you want to prevent yourself from using one rare candy each time. I used to do stuff like that, but it's just really not efficient from experience, and it's also really not efficient from like time. You have to open the bag so many times to do that. That's like just giving yourself more chances to fumble around with the bike, just like that. Okay. Champion, 169 speed, so I move first against the Alakazam. And I now have Hypnosis, so I can just put the Sandslash to sleep and set up right here. This feels so much better than last time. It is hard to express how much better this feels. Look at that. One-shot the Sandslash. Alakazam is next. Surf. Doesn't one-shot. But Psychic isn't going to do as much because I've set up. Then Ice Beam the Executor. One-shot. Magneton. Surf. One-shot. Cloyster. Surf. Two-shot. Spike Cannon can't do very much damage. I have a lot of health because I used Hypnosis early into the fight, like I said before. And all that's left is Flareon. Quick Attack does do damage, bringing me to low health, but I still win. So, Poliwag, in the second playthrough yesterday, got a time of 48 minutes and 34 seconds with 8 resets at level 60. This is an improvement over my first playthrough, but I was still incredibly disappointed with it. I was really hoping to sit down and just do a sub 45 minute time with the first run, but it wasn't close to happening. So hopefully, now starting to play, I will be able to do it. Exact same game time as the previous run too, okay? Alright, tier list. So, the time that we just got, 48 minutes and 34 seconds, that does put us over the B tier. We are not under the 48 minute mark. So where do we fit in? Right now, Poliwag is quite a bit ahead of Pinsir, and behind by a tiny amount, Poliwrath and Jinx. Okay, these two are separated by. Oh no! Sorry. It is just a little bit behind Poliwrath. It is ahead of Jinx as well. It is 3 seconds behind Poliwrath at the current time. 3 seconds. I want everyone to remember the fact that earlier this year, I did a Poliwrath stream and tried to improve its results. It's not like Poliwrath is stale. It hasn't been sitting in the tier list for 3 years, just being left alone by itself to just slowly wane towards the bottom of the tier list as I get better and better and better and play Pokemon that I like more. No, that isn't what's happened. I actually came back, tried to improve its results, and I couldn't. Just coming back and playing 2 Poliwag playthroughs, Poliwag is on par with Poliwrath. So, I think there is a potential, once again, for Poliwag to be the best first stage Pokemon and to be better than its final evolution, which is hilarious. So to beat Ghastly and to get into the B tier, we need to get a time under 47 minutes and 27 seconds. That's the metric that we're shooting for, all right? I would really like to get into the A tier with Poliwag. I want one Pokemon that is a first stage Pokemon in the A tier. I really want it. And I want it to be Poliwag because I think this thing is really good. It is so good. So I think I should get into actual playthroughs with this thing. I do think this is the only first stage that's better than final stage. I don't think there's any other case like that in Pokemon Yellow where one is better. Sorry, we gotta look at some router stuff to get a sense for this run and how to optimize things. So I want to bring up Zealous Pond's route first. So I think it's a good example of like what this can look like, and we're gonna start from here, okay? So one thing to note, these little things that say after final Pokemon mean in this battle against Lorelei, I level up after her final Pokemon faints. So that's where I get the level up. Sometimes there will be 2 here. So number 1, Nidoqueen. This means on the first Nidoqueen of the battle, I level up. So right before it, okay? And then I level up after the final Pokemon, okay? So we can tell I level up before the Nidoqueen, and then I level up right after the final Pokemon. In this case, with his route, fantastically, he levels up after the final Pokemon on every Elite Four member, and there are no rare candies in this part of the route. So it's optimized to the point where 5 rare candies before the rival brings Poliwag up to level 53. Then after the rival, he goes to 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. What this means, we can actually apply a generality to this. If you use rare candies and go to 53 before the rival on Route 22, so if you anytime, you could be level 51. If you rare candy to 53 before this rival, you will level up after every final Pokemon if you're a medium slow growth rate. Okay? So it's that's a generality we can apply. I believe the other one that Austin found is if you're level 53 when fighting Lorelei, you level up after every trainer's final Pokemon until Lance or something like that. 53 is ideal, I believe, for medium fast. But yeah, here, or maybe it's medium slow and I'm just getting it wrong, but like this is a pretty good generality to have learned from this route. I can bring up the run summary, but I will have to do a little bit of magic to get that on the screen. Okay, here is Zealous Pond's run summary. This run summary is something that's generated by the this route software. It shows us where the rare candies are used, and it also shows us the levels for all the trainers, as well as the moves that are on the set for each portion of the game. So it's a good way to quickly visualize a run and be concise about your thinking. It's like it also helps plan move sets, so you know which move to delete at which stage of the game before messing things up. I used to do this in Excel, and I asked Auto to add it to the software so it could just be automatic to help other people out. In this case, running Hypnosis pretty much the entire run, Surf pretty much the entire run, Amnesia pretty much the entire run, Psychic until Lance where Ice Beam replaces it. Body Slam just solves some problems in the mid-game with grass types. Really, that's all it's for. Other than that, we don't need it. Mid-game is important. It doesn't capture Double Slap, which is it's used for the last. So here, Rival in Sylph, Erica, Koga, Blaine, Sabrina. Interesting ordering. See, I was doing Sabrina earlier, which was causing me problems at her, but he does it after getting the special boost, which I think probably in the end makes more sense. It's a little bit of backtracking, but it is more consistent. I was scared to fight Erica early on, so we can check out the damage ranges for that fight. Let's just quickly do that. Take this away. Find Erica. There's Erica. Damage ranges for Erica. So it looks like one amnesia helps. There's 3 amnesias is like ideal, but that's like too much setup. because 1 Amnesia plus 2 hits will be 3 turns on the Tangela, but 3 Amnesias plus 1 hit on the Tangela is going to be 4 turns. So it makes more sense to attack here, and I don't think it's going to gain back enough health because we have some over damage on it, so even if it Mega Drains once, we're probably not going to lose, because we one-shot the other 2 Pokemon. Well, barring a Gen 1 miss, but that's always the case in Gen 1. That gives him more experience for a trainer like Koga. Slightly higher level is going to improve things for Koga. 1 Amnesia is good, but 2 Amnesias is better for the Venomoth. Hypnosis solves this one. Probably 3 Amnesias if you can do it. I think if we do Sabrina after, then we outspeed the Abra anyway, so we don't need to worry about Carbos as much in the early game. I did say I wanted to check the speed on the Alakazam during the champion. It is fine. Poliwag's speed starting this fight is 158. Kind of hilarious. Just a little bit faster than the Alakazam. Although if we are going to Hypnosis the Sandslash and set up here with Amnesia, then it doesn't actually matter if the Alakazam would outspeed, because as long as we don't level up going into it, which he levels up going into Cloyster, so later in the fight, it should be fine. Basically what that means is it is possible to just do this with a lower speed stat. The only case where the speed does matter is against the Aerodactyl, but if we set up here with Amnesia, we're going to outspeed it anyway. So speed is irrelevant, so Calcium is the correct choice in the department store. Simple. Hopefully everyone is following that. Bring up the route again. Blaine, we can look at the damage ranges for Blaine, I guess. Because I was losing there, because he's annoying. Even though he's a fire type specialist. 1 Amnesia is not quite enough, but 2 is good. 2 is quite good. I think only 2. 3 is going to be overkill. I still won't one hit. Watch, my damage ranges don't change between 2 and 3 because the reason it's only 82.4% is because I do not crit if I get a crit. Or sorry, I do not KO if I get a crit. The crit does less damage. Thanks, Gen 1. So 2 Amnesias for Blaine. I need to start writing notes. Blaine is 2. Erica is 1. I do think Psychic in the mid game is going to make more sense now because we checked the rival, and with full setup we have a good chance to knock out the Execute. Here it is. This is the Execute. This is with 2 Amnesias. With 3 Amnesias, the chance improves even more. But we might only need 2, honestly. Yeah, 2 maxes like pretty much every damage range, and we don't get better damage ranges beyond 2. So unless we want the defensive boosts and slightly higher chance, like an 8% higher chance to knock out the Execute, I think it's not worth it. So Rival 6 is only 2 Amnesias. We can save time like that, right? It's a little bit more concise. Giovanni... Probably 1 Amnesia to hit the Persian. It's annoying. Slash does a lot, but probably 1. Let's check the rival or Sabrina. Probably 3 for less damage and for more damage. Yeah, I think 3 makes sense on Sabrina. Gotta look at the chat. Can it Blizzard? It can Blizzard, but we don't really need to Blizzard. Yeah, I'm gonna go through and see if you're right. Zealous was talking last night about cutting out the Silph candy with the Machoke Rocket guy, so we don't even have to go up there, and we can just pick up the 1 rare candy in Victory Road instead of skipping it. I believe he skips it in this route. I did not in any of mine. I also got the Hideout candy, but he skips the Hideout candy. That's interesting to me. And the key here is, like I said I would talk about it later, so I am going to talk about it now. Rare candies in 3 rare candies before the Chandler from level 33 to 36. And then Psychic has 1 hits on these Ghastly. I believe if you take the Calcium away, it does not. See? It does not. So here's where Calcium actually matter. 2 Calcium, just 2. But kind of cool. That's why my route yesterday when I was testing it, I was like, oh, I can't get the one hit on the Chandler. So I was thinking of getting the other rare candy to be level 37 to improve my odds there. It doesn't give a guarantee though, because it's not over damage rounding threshold. 38 is required for damage rounding threshold there if you want the Carbos, but I don't see why you'd want the Carbos. Alright, this is becoming my content now because it's getting really nerdy. Like, we're really in the numbers. This is the rival in Sylph. Three amnesias. Rival 5, 3 amnesias. I think that makes sense. Like the cloister, you gotta prepare for the cloister. You don't want to get hit by supersonic if you can avoid it, and you also want to one hit the magneton. There's the possibility to lose here if I crit, but like, I can't play around that. There's no way. Unless I rare candy, and I don't know how many are available if we skip. There's 2. We go to 42, or to 40 for that battle. That might give us damage rounding. It gives us a better chance against the Flareon, but it's not really what you want to see from 2 rare candies. He fights the Cool Trainer, interestingly enough, because Psychic has 1 hits. I did not fight the Cool Trainer to try and save time, but I think that probably makes more sense. Also, if I don't have Ice Beam, it makes more sense to fight the Cool Trainer for super effective damage than fighting the person with Execute. You need Ice Beam to one-shot it. Okay, let's talk about the early game of this route, because it is different than mine. So, similar bug catchers to me, and he articulated very clearly why this is a good thing to do. Because you level up, and then in this fight, you level up getting level 15 for the Ekans here, which puts you over a damage rounding threshold. I think if I take out one of these trainers, you'll probably notice that we are under a damage rounding threshold, and then this becomes worse. Like, almost always gonna 4-hit versus not really gonna 4-hit. So the Ekans is much scarier if you're level 14. If you're level 15, the Ekans is much better. So that allows us to get into the run. Now, there are some extra trainers in the next section of the game to level up enough to use the rare candies to get the damage ranges on the Chandler. So Super Nerd in Mount Moon as well as Hiker. And then after that, Misty and everything, and then on the next route, there is a Hiker, this guy with the Onyx, because you can just one-shot it, as well as the Hiker with the Geodudes that I fought. And then once we defeat Surge and the rival, on the SSN, this gentleman with 2 Growlithe, he's in a room right by the entrance. Quite quick to knock out because they are both 1-hits. Decent experience yields. And then in Rock Tunnel, there are this Hiker and this Hiker. And one more Hiker. No, just one Hiker. Just this guy. He's right by one of the ladders when you come up. Pretty efficient again because you can one-hit almost everything except the Machop. Then that skips the Rocket Hideout. Gets Psychic. Pokemon Tower. 3 rare candies after the rival here. Going to 33, up to 36. Then crushes Pokemon Tower. Doesn't train anything, goes to Rocket. This is the Rocket that he's considering cutting out with the Carbos and the rare candy. Makes bag management just a little bit more efficient. Fight this Rocket. Fight the rival. One rare candy from 30 to 8. Where does that come? This candy. Where are you? This candy is here. Okay, so after Jesse and James, 1 candy to get Amnesia. Then fight the rival. What level does this finish us at? It messes up all the experience yields at this portion of the game. We have 1 less rare candy for this. Wouldn't skipping bug catchers and fighting the light years be a better experience? No, I don't think so. Maybe if we can blackout train against him like once or twice, that might be better. Like it might be slightly faster. The bug catchers are fairly fast at the early game. And like, I don't have great damage ranges on this Diglett until I'm a decent level. To take out the Macho Candy, I have to... Okay, I see what you're saying. So you candy after the rival before the league rather than before. Because then you get 5 here. Because there's one in Victory Road. We pick up 1 candy here. And then we get the same damage range. Yeah, we get the exact same league. What about this rival before the league then? What about the execute, right? Because we're a lower level now. We still have good damage ranges on it if we set up fully. We just need 3 amnesias now against the rival before the league rather than 2. No. Psychic on the bikers I don't think is a good idea. The bikers are... I don't think we need... Like, honestly, I don't think we need to add more trainers. I think we need to add less trainers. And the whole idea is, like, of this route is, like, add trainers before the Ghastly and Pokemon Tower, which is before all the really efficient trainers in the mid-game. Because you want to make those Ghastly just faster and more consistent, and then once you get there, you basically minimum battles throughout the rest of the game. Yeah. Yep. Any questions? I think this is like the route. I don't know, like right now I'm like kind of like pulling it, like this is a case where I look at something and it's like, yeah, this seems like the correct way to play. Like the first thing that I'm like, I'm wondering if it's possible to cut out some of this training before like maybe I will go through and let's try and do it, okay? Here, I'll just put this like a little note at the end so that we know that it's this one that I optimized. Let's go through and optimize for taking out some of those trainers earlier into the game. Because I'm wondering if we do the hideout candy, if we can just like cut out like 3 trainers. And if we cut out like 3 trainers, then it's like probably worth it. So let's cut out the Super Nerd from Mount Moon because he's annoying. He takes more than 1 turn to knock out all of his Pokemon, and that's just so slow with a Pokemon like this. So we still level up going into the Starmie to get level 20 for the Starmie, which is ideal. We don't want to be lower than level 20, I don't think. Then on Route 25, we want to take out the Onyx Hiker. Then in the SSN, we want to take out the Gentleman. This gives us a level up after this trainer, but not after the rival. But we find a rare candy here. And then I think we can just use a rare candy, right? Like, just use a rare candy. That takes us to 28. Now we have enough speed to move first against Surge. In Brood War, which does more damage per second, a sieged tank or an unsieged tank? This is a trick question. I know this is a trick question because in one of the games it is true, and in the other game they do the same damage. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure it does more damage unsieged in StarCraft 2 per second, but in Brood War it does the same amount. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Obviously they're different. It feels better to keep them unsieged if you just want to like, if you're not gonna like lose position or like you have them on the run or something. A sieged tank does more in Brood War. Okay. In here, okay, there's a hiker in here, so let's take him out because he's optional technically. We don't have enough to purchase that now. That's fine. We can find something else to sell. Don't worry. Do that. Do that. Then here, we're going to go into the hideout and fight one more trainer. One more trainer in the hideout. That's all. We've taken out like a bunch of people, right? Where is the rocket hideout? Yeah. Rocket hideout, rocket 7. At rocket 7. We fight him. Now we have enough experience. Yes, that gives us enough money to buy the calciums. Perfect. So one trainer, so that's one trainer for 3, right? We take out 3 or 4? We took out 4. Okay, we took out 4 trainers, we added 1 trainer. But we also got another rare candy, and we used the rare candy earlier into the route. Then we do all of this. Pokemon Tower Rival. We don't have enough experience. Okay. But we are leveling up after that. Wait. Are we running into a damage rounding threshold thing here? We are. We are running into a damage rounding threshold thing here. So in this case, we have used 1, 2, 3, 4 rare candies, and we should only have enough for 2. Where are those 2 rare candies? One's from the hideout. Hideout candy. We have Mount Moon candy. Mount Moon candy, and then we have cerulean candy, and Vermilion. Yeah, that's a sand candy, and then we get the hideout candy, so that's 4 candies by this point. I don't know why it says I have 2 candies. What am I forgetting? Mount Moon, cerulean, SS hand. Oh, I added an extra candy here. Don't add an extra candy. That's gonna muck everything up. I do not have a candy to use then. Back by the SS hand. No, I should. No, that's using the candy. I'm silly. Because I find candy, then I use candy. Then Pokemon Tower, I have 2 candies. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3. But I didn't add the rocket hideout candy. That's why. That's my mistake. I just added the trainer and then was like, yeah, of course I get the candy. Where is he? Where is he? Where's the guy? Gonna be down here. Here, rocket 7, rare candy. I get the candy. Now for Pokemon Tower, I have 3 candies. And so I can candy to 35, which is over a damage rounding threshold. It is 1 level lower, but we still have a really good chance to knock out the Ghastly. We lost like 6% on the chance to KO the Ghastly there. Then we level up after Jesse and James. Then we go into Sylph. What if we fight the Machoke guy? Okay. Kind of annoying here. What if we fight one of the bikers? I wonder about the bikers. Like, we fight the guy with 5 Pokemon. What are our damage ranges? What are our damage ranges against him? With Psychic. 1 hit, 2 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 2 hit. It's not bad. It's going to be very bad if we get poisoned by the first wheezing. But if we fight that guy, and then we fight the Machoke guy, we level up after the Machoke guy, we find a rare candy, and we're level 38. What are the ranges against the other Chandler? I think we need too much experience to fight the other Chandler. Oh, what are the ranges on these Chandler? I see what you're saying. 57. No, honestly, that's fine. I'm fine with that. They only have 1 Pokemon each, though. They're not very good. I don't mind just being a little bit risky against them. Then we do get 38 for this battle. That takes us to Erica, where the same is true. Koga, the same is true. We outspeed everything. Blaine, same is true. Sabrina. Giovanni, level up after Giovanni. Rival. How many candies do we have? We have 5 candies before the rival. We can use 4 candies. Or 5 candies? Yeah, 5 candies. To go to 53 before the rival. And then skip the rare candy here. Or just pick this rare candy up and use it at the end. But I think we can just skip it. Finish the game at level 59. Okay, I'm going to review this to see if I think this is going to be faster. We skipped the Super Nerd in Mount Moon. We skipped the Hiker on Route 25. We skipped the Gentleman on the SS Anne. We skipped the Hiker in Rock Tunnel. That is 4 trainer battles. And we added a biker, a rocket in the game corner, a biker, a rocket in the game corner. Technically this guy, because there is an alternative strategy that removes him. That's 3 trainers. 4 trainers for 3. Oh, this is tough. It's so close. It's so close between which of these routes is going to be better. I don't actually know. I think it's hard to say. Doing the training early on has the advantage of just making some, like the Chandler and stuff, a little bit easier. We're not like losing a lot to do it. I also kind of want to know if there's a level that we can go into the league at that's lower. Like, is it possible to just go in lower? Like, can we go in with like... Is there any other way to line this up so it's nice? 1 candy here and like 1 candy here or something? Second Gengar. Level up into the Dragonite. Then level up into the Magneton. That's still acceptable. This is level 52 for Lorelei. I'm just wondering if we can like cut a bunch of rare candies. Like, do we not even need to get the Machoke candy anyway? Like, what if we just skip it, right? Like, what if we just don't do it? And we can get the hideout candy because we need it before and skip the early game trainers. And then the hideout candy can benefit the Chandler. But then after that, we can just start skipping stuff. Like in Sylph, we just, okay, let's try that. Where are we at? That's Pokemon Tower. So we want to skip this guy and this candy. Then we level up here. We level up to 38 on the Arbok mandatory guy before the rival, and then we stomp him with Amnesia. That's amazing. Love it. That lines up really nicely. We level up here to Koga and get the same damage ranges. Blaine is still fine. Sabrina is still annoying, but fine. Do we outspeed everything? We outspeed everything on Giovanni's team at level 46. Really? Yeah. No. No, we don't outspeed those. Why does it say we outspeed? Oh, with 1 Amnesia. With 1 Amnesia. Yeah. And then we get here. How many rare candies do we have? We have 4 rare candies. Then my solution was 1 rare candy before the Flareon. And this is the Gengar, so we need 1 more candy here, I think. Or 1 rare candy before the rival. Let's just see what happens if I do another one there. They'll have the damage range on the Execute, so it doesn't actually matter about using more candies here. Get after final Pokemon there. So 2 before the rival and then 2 before Lorelei. Do we finish the game with no rare candies? Yeah, 2 before the rival gives us 52 for this. No, 2 before the rival gives us 49 for this fight. 50 by the end. Then 2 rare candies for Lorelei. Gives us 52. that we win. So we got rid of the Machoke guy. We got rid of the Machoke candy. We also got rid of the rare candy in Victory Road. Right? Yeah. So we're running 9 rare candies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. No Sylph candy. No Victory Road candy. 9 candies. We added the biker fight. The biker, because the biker is great. Beat that biker up whenever you can. We could also add the tamer and see if that helps, but I don't think we can eliminate any other rare candies that are like costly in terms of time. Just this biker. So we had this biker and the guy for the 2 trainers. And from those 2 trainers, everything else just works. We eliminated like 4 or 5 trainers. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. 4 trainers there, and then the Machoke guy. 5 trainers. Got rid of 5 trainers. Got rid of a small excursion to get an extra 2 rare candies. 2 excursions are deleted, 5 trainers are deleted, and we added 2 trainers to do it. One of the... Which 2 trainers? We added the guy for the hideout and the biker, both which are on the... Well, one is on the regular path, one is an excursion. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I want to try it just because like we got to play at some point. Like you can't just like do this forever and then be like, oh, it's going to be amazing. Like you got to try it and then feel it out and see how it goes. At least that's my philosophy behind this. So I think I'm ready to get into Fallout playthroughs. So do we still have good damage ranges against the champion at this level? I guess I should check that, right? Like we don't want to get there and get destroyed. We don't have a great damage range against the Alakazam, actually. And also not a great damage range against the Executor. But I don't think that matters. We have good damage range against the Magneton, good damage range against the Cloyster, good damage range against the Flareon. Alakazam can just, like, whatever, it can hit us, it can attack us, right? I don't think that matters. I think we can 2-shot the Executor. It's gonna Leech Seed, but, like, who cares? Like, we're doing overkill on the Cloyster, so even if it gets 1 chance to Leech Seed us, it can't, to Spike Cannon us, it will not drain health every hit from Spike Cannon. Clamp would, but it can't clamp us because we're a water type. Also, I should just show you, no, sorry. This, damage ranges. We'll 2-hit this, we'll 2-hit this, that's fine. This, like, the loss condition here against the Alakazam, excuse me, the loss condition against the Alakazam is a Kinesis, and then we just miss a bunch. No, Blizzard, no, I don't think so. I don't think we Blizzard. I think we just 2-hit, just let it Leech Seed, it's fine. Like, who cares? Like, if it Leech Seeds, that's fine. I don't really mind it Leech Seeding. I feel like the time opening the bag, picking up Blizzard, and teaching Blizzard is not worth it. And then what if we miss? Then we just 2-turn it anyways. We have to open the bag. I don't want to open the bag. I want to prevent myself from opening the bag. That's when I make all my mistakes. I teach, like, Bide in the place of Hypnosis or something, and then I'm just like, why did I do that? I have to make some narrative about this in the video that makes sense. I just have to, like, tell everyone, like, yeah, I'm really bad at this game. Like, a top Bide. I don't know why, but we gotta finish the run anyway. Let's try it. You know, if it fails, we just do another run, right? What's the worst that can happen? I just want to make sure, like, I know what I'm doing. Can I confirm menuing is a time sink? Yeah, menuing is the ultimate time sink. Just avoid menuing at all times. Try and make the menu as deterministic as possible. Actually, it's really interesting here. We don't level up after this guy, so we only get 35 here. It's kind of like we should use the rare candies here. Like, we should use the rare candies when we use the carbos, the calcium, I mean. Like, up here. That might actually change the math just slightly. Use 3 here. Like, do we get... Now we're 35 for this. We actually level up after the first Chandler, which improves our damage ranges against the other Chandler. That's nice. That's a small thing. And we still level up after this person and we get amnesia. And at the end of the game, we still have a clean league. We, by default, outspeed the Dragonite. And we have our amnesias for this one. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to restart the software. Because it doesn't like playing back a replay and then doing a playthrough right after that. It glitches out and gives me a temporary replay file, which I don't like. Also, my controller isn't on now. That would be devastating. How would I play without my controller? The program is called RBYXP Router. I don't think it's available right now, unfortunately. It was available when GameHook was around, but it needs GameHook to record stuff. Hopefully it'll be back soon though. That's what I'm hoping for at least. It might be that maybe it's still there if Auto. I don't think Auto has taken it down, but like it's gonna be hard. It's harder to use it if you don't have GameHook and the whole software stack. Okay, this is Poliwag, Pokemon Yellow. This is the route. We're gonna try and do it, and maybe we're gonna fail. We're probably gonna fail. we're gonna lose to the rival here at the beginning of the game a lot. Like we're gonna lose a lot. Also, I'm not gonna be playing particularly efficiently because I'm streaming and talking at the same time. I play much worse when I do this, so like already I'm about a half a second slower than I would be normally here. I'm hoping we just beat the rival on our first attempt and we actually get a playthrough instead of having to fight him like 6 times, but from my experience here, I'm gonna fight him like 6 times before we get 1 win. Let's go, come on. Give me like 4 bubble crits. That's what I want. Bubble crit. Crit! No. Crit, yes. And tail whips. This is good. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Okay, we gotta start again. Sorry. Get ready. I told you it was gonna be a lot of this. Again. This first fight is such a gamble. I do want to comment on Poliwag's back sprite. It's not great. This whole evolutionary line does not have great sprites, the back sprites specifically. There's a lot of people who will come out and support the Poliwrath front sprite in yellow version, but I will not hear any of that on my channel. It's not a good front sprite. Come on. Please. So we waste about a minute of time every time we fail to the rival there. Because I have to like restart the replay and a bunch of things like that. Yeah, it's a warm-up, exactly. I haven't played today, so it's good to just get a little bit of a warm-up in. Get the hands moving. Loosen up the shoulders. Gotta remember to do that. My shoulders creep up into like the ultimate nerd position. My head hunches forward because I'm like trying to talk into the microphone instead of leaning back a little bit. I gotta get more relaxed. Feel like I don't know, a casual Halo player or something, just sitting on the couch. It's the vibe I have to channel. Kevin, what? That's funny. Okay, come on. Come on, please. Yes, we did it. All right. This is good. Yes, perfect Route 1 motion. Remember, encounters are turned off for fairness of ranking on my channel. If I was playing against someone else, I would turn on the encounters if that was their rules. I have no problems playing with other people's rules. This is just how I do things on my channel. And there are definitely edge cases to this why it's a bad idea. I'm open to that as well. I've discussed some of those edge cases on the channel before. Okay. 1 Pokeball for Pidgey. Pretty good, pretty good. As long as you're here before 140, you're getting a decent time. You do want to be at him by like 133 to be like optimal, but 132, but sometimes it's hard to be perfect, you know? I think this guy could be bad if he attacks with Tackle every single turn, but he usually doesn't. He goes for String Shot a bunch, which is just kind of trash. We level up so fast with a medium slow growth rate that we get like 4 hit both of these and level up. And then we'll just fight the next bug catcher, get a bunch more levels, making everyone else easier, and it's just gonna spiral. Spiraling up. Crits here are nice. Speed things up just a little bit. But the great thing about this battle is that the Metapod's defense boosts do not actually impact my speed. I was like, don't crit. If it crits and I knock the Pidgey out, I'm going to be so sad. Getting the potion by the catcher. Yeah, I could do that if I need it for healing. I've already got potions though. Bought them. Don't think we need this one. Oh, I picked it up anyways. I clicked A slightly too soon. Zorfin, see you later. Thanks for hanging out. It's great having you here. Is it possible to beat Ghastly's time? Definitely possible to beat Ghastly's time. Zealous Pawn's time is already better than my Ghastly time. So I think it's very possible that Poliwag will completely crush Ghastly's time and be the best first stage Pokemon in Yellow version. That one bug catcher is a Yellow exclusive. He does not exist in Red and Blue. Yeah! Get wrecked. Goodbye, Brock. Oh, I forgot to do the splits stuff. Next run. I think I'm going to do more than one run today. I would be surprised if we just like PB right off of this. That would be amazing, but I don't think it's going to happen. This fight's annoying. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see how far I can get with the bubble PV I have now, and then backtrack once the PV is getting low. I would like to get by the youngster. I'm going to potion before him just for safety. I am streaming. I would like to complete runs if possible, rather than just restart to youngster ban over and over again. If I was doing this off stream, I probably wouldn't have potioned in front of him. But he can be bad. Okay, we're good. We can keep going. So we're gonna push through this battle and then go back, because we have to reset her position anyway, and then I can just heal, and that'll give me what I need to get by the final bug catcher on the route. Because I can't do it now if I get hypnosis, which I do. It's a small compromise. It's a little bit annoying that I have to do this, but am I saving it Misty today? Well, should I save? I don't know. Everyone in the chat, tell me, should I save for Misty or should I just go for it? Like, the worst stream ever is like, I played Poliwag for 3 hours and we never beat Youngster Ben. Which, if I was playing Parasect, that's how it feels. It genuinely feels like you like never get to Misty. And then it becomes legendary as soon as you do. It's just like, oh my god, this is the run! We made it past the first 2 gym leaders! Oh. Sloppy. Cut that guy out. Don't fight him. Don't fight this guy either. Don't go down here. I was going down there sometimes getting ethers yesterday. This. Go for it. Go for it. I think my bias is also the go for it, so I think I am gonna go for it today. Maybe I will fail. I think I'm gonna play the bide strategy though. I haven't shown the bide strategy yet on the stream, so I figure for diversity we should go for no save bide, which is probably risky. Alright. I think I will get repels in Cerulean, because I am once again running low on potions. I don't really want to pick up potions one by one in the free early game potions. It's just like annoying to have to do that. Don't bite me. Thank you. Thank you. Missing Growl twice, the perfect solution. Don't poison me. Okay, we're good. Bide is definitely risky, yeah. We won't bide the Staryu though. The reason I usually lose with bide against Misty with water types is that I try to bide the Staryu to knock it out faster, but that's a terrible idea. I should attack the Staryu with Hypnosis and Water Gun, and then bide the Starmie after dropping its speed with Bubble. That, I think, is the best solution. Yes, I should sleep this because it's a terror. This Goldeen is a nightmare. For Parasect, this is like the final boss. It's like, Peck just like one-shots you. It's like, hey, this is 4 times damage. Get wrecked. Okay. You're the worst. Okay. Let's go. Come on, crits. Please. Just stay asleep forever. There's 1 crit. Hey, it's staying asleep forever. 2 crits. Alright, we had a really good Staryu. Ideal. X defend on Starmie into tackle. Okay, bubble. Okay, speed drop, bide. Huh! Alright. Hate you, Misty. That's pretty good. Uh-oh. Well, we're dead. Goodbye, Ron. I don't know. Maybe the Hypnosis strategy definitely feels more consistent for Misty. I don't know if it's like... Yeah. The bite strategy is so much faster if she just attacks you twice with tackle. I saved anyways. Yeah, I shouldn't have saved. I'm gonna restart if I lose to Misty. I'm not gonna say. I'm going to not save to Misty. If I save, it's a mistake. I don't want to fight. If I lose to her, it's too early in the run. I don't think it makes sense to keep playing. I saved out of habit, not out of skill. Come on. Hey, we got another run. You can just Hypnosis while you're slower. You can just Hypnosis while you're slower, but you don't want to bide when you're slower because it gives her another turn to use her annoying moves that deal damage. Like, the worst thing is selecting bide, then she tackles, then you use bide, then she uses harden twice. This has happened to me so many times before in the past. Yeah. We all know, like, hopefully from the previous 2 runs that we've seen so far, you can tell that Poliwag's early game is the hard part. After it gets through the early game, everything just gets easier and easier and easier. And then it just becomes this absolute tiny little monster. It's cute, but it's like, it's ready to destroy. All the late game threats, goodbye. Magneton, joke, 1 hit with Surf. It's not the same though, because at the last hit you could KO it before it gets the last hit. So it's the difference between using 1 bite or 2 bites. And 1 bite is better than 2. Maybe I should take one reset on Misty. Our percentage to finish one run will go up dramatically, the chance of finishing one run, if I decide to take one reset. Oh, didn't use that yet. I like do something different, or I get crits or something. Like I have more bubble PP this time. That's cool. I have general miss on this thing. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, Parasect left me with wounds. Deep emotional wounds. My wife too. When I mentioned that video, she's like, never again, please don't ever do anything like that again. Like, okay. It like consumed my life for like 2 months and then like hung over my head for like 8. It was absolutely brutal. Come on, yes. Let's go. Let's go. Polywag. More like, I think that J-Rose thumbnail is Polyswag, which I think is a good joke. Good joke. Crushed Brock. You know what would be nice if I just crit like with every hit out here on Route 3? Because then we would not have to go back and heal. So can I just like crit every time? Please crit. Please crit. Oh, come on. Yeah, there's one crit. Okay. Yes, another one. Yeah. More. More, please. Crits. Crits. Ah, we're not getting many. We need more. Youngster Ben. This is sometimes, yeah, my wife is concerned with my well-being, but also her well-being, and like, her well-being goes down if I'm like obsessed with beating Pokemon Yellow with Parasect and I've done like 200 runs and I'm just like super toxic. I'm like, just this Goldeen, it got me like 30 times today. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, easy Rattata. Nah. We lose. Oh no, we don't. We level up after it, so we get Hypnosis now and then we can just go back. This is fine. This is ideal. Like when I ran out of Bubble, I'm like, I'm gonna learn Hypnosis now and have to spam it all out. No. That's not how the mechanics work. I'm getting PTSD flashbacks from yesterday. Alright. Let's go. Get destroyed. That's the thrill of the race. Yeah, the thrill of the race. That's one way to describe it. There's a reason there's going to be no race this year. There's a reason. I need a break. Better pathing there. I feel like the races are very, like, the videos overall did not do very well, like, YouTube-wise. They were, like, I've talked a little bit on this stream about, like, business stuff and, like, balancing that. The races were, like, really bad from, like, a business perspective. They did not do what they were supposed to do for the amount of effort that went into them. But I do feel like the races have become a core part of my identity as a solo runner. And a lot of, like, the people around the channel are like I remember people because of the races, like Ike from the Parasect race, and just like we were all grinding away and then he just shows up and like destroys us all. J-Rose recently did his Venomoth run live and named his— no way, actually? That's so cool. Oh my gosh. That's really cool. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, that's really neat. Okay. Hopefully I win here. Sorry, I got kind of emotional. Like I started making my stuff, watching his videos, so That's pretty cool. They get type joke at least once. Yeah. Alright, come on. Come on, Misty. Don't ruin my day. Misty, we have to beat the game at least once with Poliwag today. I hope you know that. So, also this person, please just go to sleep. Goldine, stop. Stop it, Goldine. No. No, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. This is Parasect. No, this is all over again. No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Go to sleep. Terrifying. This thing is a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good. I am gonna go and heal because my health is low and my PP is kind of low and I want more water guns. I did know that he mentioned me in the Cubone video, and I've seen that, but I didn't know about. I'm gonna take one reset. I did not know that he did a Venomoth run and named it after me. That's pretty cool. Come on. That was a mistake. Oh gosh, falling apart. Maybe I should have just attacked. No, we're good. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No. Okay. Yes, okay. Bide, we top bide, but we're gonna go for Hypnosis strats here. I don't have enough health to make bide work anymore. Because the fight has been kind of a disaster, but we got the speed drop on the first bubble. This is why I wanted more water gun PP for extra damage against the Starmie. So while oh gosh. Okay. No! Do not end like this. Do not end like this. Yes! 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 Oh! Okay. Ridiculous. We did it. Oh my gosh. Now we want to use water gun when we can. Because we want to save Bubble Beam PP. To just like make sure that we have the PP required to last. Getting depleted too early. Not a good feeling. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Also, I can use Bubble here. I'm going to get Double Slap in its place at some point, so using the Bubble PPs wherever I can just do like chip damage or something like that, it makes sense. Oh, Oh no, 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 do not. Okay. Oh. That's Zubat. Confusion and accuracy on this route are the reasons you lose. Scott using RNG manipulation to make the Misty fight more exciting. Yeah. That was like yeah, that was like the perfect RNG seed for an epic battle. I love it when I win and I have 1 health. That is more satisfying than winning on full health and just one-shotting everything or just having like a really dominant strategy. Like being brought to the brink of defeat and then just barely clutching the win is probably one of the most satisfying things. There is another water type run coming up soon where this happens quite a bit. A lot more than I would have wanted. Okay, so we cut this hiker. We are not going to fight this guy. Gonna dodge him. What is a seed? So like when you reload the save, the RNG starts ticking. and it starts taking, I think the initial value is seeded by something else, like the tiles on the map or like your position or something like that in the overworld. So like the RNG gets seeded by something, and then every frame the RNG updates again. So essentially what happens is if you like save, restart the game, come back in on a certain tile, then there's a certain RNG, and as long as you play with frame perfect execution, then the exact same events will play out. So the joke is I was on the right seed to have a really epic fight, and it was always going to be like that. It's obviously I set that up. Yeah, we're going to hypnosis here. Oh no. No. Terrifying oddish. Hate these things. Also, double slap can hit more than 2 times. That always blows my mind. Okay, come on. Come on. Yes. No problems. No! Talk to her, that's a problem. Don't do that. Don't do that, it's bad play. That Kangaskhan video ruled? Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, that's how tool assisted runs and how these replay files work. They work off of the principle of RNG seeds. So since the game is deterministic, it's just not humanly deterministic because it's very hard to play frame perfect all the time. Since the game is deterministic, then you can recreate the RNG and recreate an exact playthrough by just synchronizing inputs with frames. As long as you have the exact inputs, you can produce the exact same frames. Well, not perfect this time, that's fine. And here we go. Sandy. All one hits, they can quick attack, but that's the only thing they can do to me. Oh! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Jump scare eradicate. Sorry, I have to do a little inefficient thing. Grab this. Obviously not getting rest, but I want that to sell in case I don't have enough money for the second calcium. I want the calcium for the ghastly damage range, just like we talked about before. Ah, eradicate. I looked away. I was looking at chat or something, and then I looked back and I saw the Hyperfang and my health just like going right down. I was like, oh, this is it! I lost again! Alright. Look at this. I think I candy here, right? That was where I had it before, because I leveled up. Candy here, which gives me outspeed on Surge. Body Slam is better against the Spearow. I don't remember what's better against that. I don't have my router running in the regular way. I just left the old route up in case I have to pause and look at what my optimizations were. We're doing really well for time. Poliwag's early game is the slowest part of the playthrough. Yeah, of course I lose a lot of time with the evolution animation, but that's how the game works. There's no way to turn it off. Like, I can turn it off, but I don't want to turn it off. It's part of the game. If you want to beat the game with only a Poliwag, you have to cancel the evolution. Okay, Hypnosis, come through for me. I am going to save here. These resets are so fast. I don't think it makes sense to ever not save if you have a chance of losing to Surge. That's how you lose to Surge. That's the first one I've had with Poliwag since coming back to it. Oh. Gonna get me again, are you? Maybe not. Paralyzed. Sweet. Another close win, but it never feels good winning against Surge after losing. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna hypnosis the first oddish, but not the second one on the wrapping lass. Partially risky strats, not fully risky strats, because you could just go body slam both times, but I can also try and play it out if I get paralyzed, but I don't think that that's the correct choice. Okay, we win. Until the second oddish, then we hope we don't get paralyzed. If we get paralyzed, we could lose time, but we'll probably still win. Okay, we don't get paralyzed, we're good. This is a win. Body slam is safer, are you sure? Like, there's the upside of crit and paralysis, but I don't know, it doesn't feel safer. I'm probably wrong, though. Show me the math. Yeah, she can go for poison. She can go for poison. She can also just attack. Gotcha. Yeah, I too hit the oddish as well. I think you're right. I think it's just better to attack. Oh no. No! Oh my gosh! What are these fights? I'm gonna muse the max potion now, because apparently it was useful. Ah, I hate this thing. Thing loves sleep powder. Am I gonna sleep for like a ridiculous amount of time again? I think I lose unless I crit. Yeah. That's annoying. Oh, so in Gen 1, you lose your repel if you reset. It doesn't get saved. Okay, I crit. Yeah, the early game of this run is like, it's filled with adrenaline. It's just like, everything can go wrong at every moment. And you get to the late game and it's like, ha 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 ha, we have all of the powers. We are the ultimate sweeping machine. Goodbye, Generation 1. I think getting a resetless playthrough with this thing is going to be very challenging. I don't think I'll do it today. If I try, I could try multiple days and still not get it. I believe Body Slam is better on this. That's a range. And it's really favorable. It's like 95% or something. I looked at it yesterday. Okay. Oh, come on, come on. 1,000 to 1,000. Okay, so we are going to do this guy. I don't think I need to deposit any items either in this playthrough. In some playthroughs you do, but this one is so short and we're cutting so much out that the deposit of items is just going to be a wasted like 10 seconds. Instead, we just want to really, really aim for the exact things we want and we need, and then that's it. Yeah, clearly Body Slam is safer now that we've gone through it. Yep, I agree. Ten of these. Move, 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 move. What is this? Person. Get ice beam. Get 2 calcium. Sorry. Sorry. That's why you don't menu. Nope. Don't learn ice beam. That was a mistake. I'm thinking about my old route. I want to use 3 rare candies here. We want to go to 35. Then we're going to go get psychic. Mm-hmm. Oh, are you kidding me? 5? Got a 5 hit. Fine. Hey, nice. Everyone frantically looks for the 69. There wasn't one. I just said nice. Come on. Okay, crit. No, I missed the damage range there, but it's fine. I was bad luck. Gotta get some of that in a run. The run gets so much smoother. It does. It really does. Wait a second. I already used my Paralyze heal. This is the connection track. It's like for like link trades and stuff, I think. Sweet. All right, I'll heal in Celadon City. I was gonna skip it if I didn't get poisoned, but I did get poisoned. Rather than menuing through it, I'd rather just do the heal. It's gonna be about the same amount of time. I already used the max potion. I used the max potion in the cave before the status condition junior trainer. I have the full restore, but I don't want to use it yet. No! What is that? What just happened? Well, fighting the extra trainer. This always happens. There's always at least one mistake in a run. You never play a perfect run. It's always a blessing, because then you feel like you have to come back and try again. Oh. Okay. Amnesia. In the place of body slam. Oh yeah, it's possible to get like really good PB even with small mistakes like that. It's impossible standard to hold yourself to. It's like playing perfect runs. It's gonna be... You have to play hundreds then. It's fine. People might like to do that. Maybe if you only play Gen 1 or something. Pretty good bike motion, honestly. Not there, though. I did skip the protein, though. You're welcome. We got no wild encounters because we can't now. This new strat eliminates the wild encounters because we're a higher level because we used rare candies. That's another advantage of it that I hadn't thought of before this. Oops. Nope. Okay, next is Sylph. You can skip the Carvos, you think? Probably you're right, yeah. Nope. We don't need Machoke guy. Machoke guy is irrelevant. We cut him from the route. It's weird not going to him, honestly. It's so weird. Sylph is so short. Look at this. Okay. Hypnosis, setup, win. Now I win. Unless we crit. Or get confused and knock ourselves out, but like, what? We're not gonna do that, are we? Nah. Nah, of course not. Got him. The hyper potion is for when you don't get statused in this fight, then you can use the hyper potion here. And continue. Yeah, even A-tier Pokemon usually fight Machoke. Yeah, almost every Pokemon fights Machoke. I in my videos when making them, I genuinely say like I'm on minimum battles, and I'm like the Machoke guy is included in that. I'm like, he's just part of the minimum battles route. Like, you always fight him. Crushed. Yeah, Erica after this. Yep. Thank you. I keep writing those. Don't stop. I can still heal everything. Because then when we dig out of Blaine's gym, we will come back here and fight Sabrina. And we're going to go through the center with the cool trainer, which is not how I was doing it yesterday. Also, big thank you to Zealous Pawn for the help in chat, but also the help from providing the root file and the experience. Really helped this process, and I think we've come up with a really good polyrag route. This is seeming quite good. I don't think I can lose here. I guess I could Gen 1 miss and get put to sleep. But we win. Nice. Gotta keep you on your toes, you know. Okay. I did, Devin. Thanks for... Yeah, I saw. Pretty cool. It's okay, if I get a Gen 1 miss, then I'll just be satisfied with the fact that it'll be like my Drowsy video, and then the YouTube algorithm will be like, everyone loves this video. In that one, I got Gen 1 miss, then I got hit by Stun Spore, and I got wrapped to death by the Weepinbell in Erica's gym. Awful. Stop. Let's go. Koga. Yeah, that Drowsy run was ridiculous. Drowsy's a good Pokemon. Oh, I should have put it back to sleep. It's okay. Oh. See, you put it to sleep or you get put to sleep. You should always put it to sleep. This is what happens when you don't put it to sleep. Things go badly. I think I win now, though. Yeah, the Gen 1 miss is the key. It's like the key to Generation 1's. When they took it, like, games that don't have the Gen 1 miss just feel a little bit less interesting to play because you know you're going to hit when you're using a 100% accurate move. This, there always feels like there's this tension in Gen 1, like, oh, it could go wrong. You never know. I like that. I like that a lot. I find it makes things just way more entertaining. I'm sure, like, it's the kind of thing that would be nice to have, but, like, maybe not for competitive, because for competitive, like, it should be skill-based. It shouldn't just be, like, random. But for this kind of thing, I think it makes the format more exciting. I could get the calcium there to improve my damage range on the final Alakazam, but... oh, come on. I spam B while I walk so that I don't, like, the text box closes as fast as possible. But then I miss it, and then I take a step. and I get an Eradicate. Alright. Look at the time. We're doing pretty well. I wasn't here this fast yesterday. Let's go. New strat. Sleep the Ninetales. Win. Okay. Lane's done. Now we go back to Sabrina. I did heal somewhere else, so we're not going to go back to Saffron, but Saffron's a close fly location. It's not the end of the world. No Mimic because Poliwag is a man. Yeah. Free setup. Alright, Sabrina was free. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't know if Psychic 1 hits here. Let's see. No, okay. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst thing. We don't need more PP. We have enough. We will be able to make it to play and use the final full restore before him. And an elixir. Giovanni, I said Blaine. Okay. Just don't dig. Guard spec. Perfect. I just want one amnesia so that I'm badge boosted ahead of the Persian so it can't slash twice. And then I'm faster than everything else because Poliwag is naturally fast. Okay, 37 minutes and 28 second Giovanni split. Pretty decent. messed up, didn't I? I think I needed rare candies before that, didn't I? Oh. This is right, I think. Okay, just a second. I gotta check the route. I don't remember. No, I am gonna rare candy twice. I'm gonna rare candy twice, 2 times to 49. Yep. I just don't want to take damage while I set up. Yeah, I changed this. Oh my gosh, Poliwag. Look at this thing, it's a monster. It is a monster. Pain. Two more candies before Lorelei. Skip this candy. I actually have an extra candy. Where did that come from? What? Okay, sure. I used a candy wrong at some point. That's so funny. This thing is such a monster! It's a monster! Oh. Yeah, it's great that it's better than Poliwrath. It's a really fun fact. Okay. Lorelei. Gosh, the dugong is not cooperating, but we're okay. I think I'm gonna put this thing to sleep because using amnesia slows the fight down significantly. But if I just remove the fact that it can use amnesia, then things are easier. Okay. I was wrong. I should have put it to sleep. Yeah. So I think sleep the dugong, the slowbro, and the Lapras here. It'll make things just a little bit more consistent. I think the Jinx and the Slowbro are just, like, leave them awake. You do enough damage. Poliwrath cannot beat Poliwag. I don't think so. Like, if you're being, like, intellectually honest about it and you're actually just trying to get the best time with each of them, like, I don't think so. I think Poliwag is always going to be faster. Amnesia is just so good. Because Poliwrath really drops off in the late game. It'd only be unfair to do a task if you like allow yourself to get Gen 1 misses or crits at key moments. He tried. Oh yeah, I think Poliwhirl is going to be faster than both of them for sure. Sorry, that should have been Psychic. This strat is way better than Ice Beam. It's way better. Makes this fight so much more consistent. Nice. Okay, Lance. Wow, this is going to be an easy one. They don't level up for the Aerodactyl, so outspeeds can surf from one hit. We're going to beat Ghastly's time. Oops. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, just don't miss Hypnosis. No, no Misnosis today. Sleepy Sandslash. Perfect. Alright, no Kinesis, come on. Come on. Psychic, that's fine. Nah! Crit. Alright. Oh. Flareon's quick attack might do enough. No, it doesn't use it. Okay, we're good. Alright, 45, 53, 5 resets, level 57. This was by no means a clean playthrough. I have one extra rare candy that I'm not going to use for anything left over in my bag, and I fought an extra trainer. So, I hope that everyone knows that Poliwag is ridiculously good. Also level 57 finish, so we took off 2 levels from the previous finish. 254 game time. Zealous Pawn's game time was 256, so it's slightly faster game time. Yeah, how much damage would the Flareon... I want to see how much damage that Flareon would have done. Like, almost 1 level higher. How much does quick attack do? It would have had a roll to knock me out. 28 to 33 damage. Maybe a little bit more, so I could have survived even if it went for quick attack. Oh, good. 252 last night, nice. Without the one trainer, I think it would have been 252 maybe. I wonder where the rare candy is. Like, where did I pick up a candy that I don't need? So curious. Oh, sorry. Not what I wanted. I wanted something else. Not that. Ah, this. Mount Moon. Cerulean. That's his hand. Route 8. What's Route 8? Oh no, this is the... Right, sorry. This is the hideout candy. Because I didn't record the route. Oh, the ledge boss also. The ledge boss did get me. I really want to be able to cut the hideout candy. Like, I really want to be able to cut the hideout candy. That'll save like 20 seconds. That's a huge time save. Can we make it happen? Let's see if we can make it happen. Like, we might be able to just, like, reorder something just slightly and still pull it off. So this rocket and this candy we'll take away. And then I get 2 less candy, or 1 less candy here. Which gives me 33 for this. Okay, so I lose the damage ranges on the Chandler, but like whatever. We can still win those fights. They're just annoying. Then we level up after this, but we only go to 37. How many candies do we have before the rival? We now have 1 candy before the rival, so we can level up on that guy, and then candy here once to go to 38 for the rival. Then Erica, we have same damage ranges for Koga. Blaine, Sabrina, fine. Giovanni's fine. Rival. I just don't have candy here. And candy here. Finish at 56. Why not, right? Probably don't need candy before Rival 6. Maybe 1 candy? I don't know about the execute. Let's see. No, we don't need to. We level up going into the execute if we don't candy. So we can just not candy there. And then candy... Maybe then we can do 3 candy before Lorelei. What level am I? Yeah... I think I only have 3. Yeah, I only have 3. Yeah. Yeah, you can get rid of the hideout candy. Cool. The biker is like the only optional trainer now. Yeah, pre-tier list re-ranking, yes. Poliwag would have been able to be the only first stage Pokemon in the S tier. Let's look at that. So like the tier list used to be balanced differently, where it would be under 45 minutes, I think was S tier. and Poliwag would have made it. But still, like, okay, so we got 45-53. So now we were just behind Mr. Mime, B tier. In between Mr. Mime and Clefable. That's really good. B tier. But I think we can jump into A tier. I think we can get the Poliwag into A tier. I don't think we're gonna get it like close to the top. Like Starmie is gonna probably perform better, and Vaporeon's probably gonna perform better. Like I know I can continue doing Vaporeon and get it a little bit higher as well, like maybe 41 minutes or so. And I can probably get both of these just a little bit better, but it's quite hard to make movement on Starmie at this speed, and same with Vaporeon. But with Poliwag, it seems like there's potential. Because they still had, like, this run was by no means perfect. Like, there was a lot, and there's still room to optimize it. I think I have to call it there today, unfortunately. I wanted to do another run, and I think there is potential for this new route that we just talked through to perform well. My voice is really not feeling good, and I'm having a cramp in my neck, which is really painful. So I think I am going to call it here today, and I'll probably come back and do other Poliwag runs at some point in the future, because I would like to see this thing jump up a little bit further. But overall, I'm still pretty satisfied with the work we were able to get done today. Hopefully it proves to everyone that this thing is really, really good. And I do want to mention the fact that our new Poliwag time is faster than Ghastly's time. So, yes, this is the best first stage solo Pokemon in Yellow right now. There is nothing else better than it. Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching. I really appreciate it. Check out my video interviewing Snowy yesterday about the sub-hour Crystal Kangaskhan run. It's really awesome. I think there's a lot to be learned from that. It's so fast. And yeah, this weekend we're going to do another water type in Yellow version, so it's time finally at long last to see how Shelder does in a playthrough of Yellow. It's got a slow growth rate, and it does not have a water damage dealing move for Brock, so expect different things than Poliwag. Thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video.